Yo, today I'm playing as Brazil. It's been quite a while since I last played as Brazil, so a lot has changed. For example, the integrating the Brazilian nation journal entry used to be really easy, but in 1.10 they added cultural fervor, and they decided to add that as one of the requirements for this journal entry. Now it requires a really high cultural fervor. I've heard this journal entry is a really big problem, so to make sure that that's not like impossible, I'm going to bring in the intelligentsia in the early game and immediately start going for public school, since that does give a little bit of fervor. That's going to be pretty important to pass. Then we'll also go into tech like usual, go for atmospheric engine into railways, and raise taxes, lower government wages, and be good. Oh yeah, Brazil starts out with infamy, so I don't need to declare any wars at the start of the game. I actually did not realize that until then. For some reason, one of Brazil's tooling workshops starts out on the wrong PM, so I'm going to swap that up. And I'm also going to swap up the fishing wharves. Those kind of make sense since tools are pretty expensive at the start, so it kind of makes sense they're not on that PM, but I would probably forget to turn it on if I did not do that immediately. Construction sector should also go to steel frame, and I think I can afford about 4 of them, so I'll build 2 more. Thing is, Brazil has like no peasants anywhere, and that's actually largely due to the fact they have 1 million slaves. Your population is pretty small here. And so yeah, you can see peasants and unemployed is only like 10% of the total population, which is super low compared to pretty much every other country in the game, which can be a little bit annoying for figuring out where you want to build, because the game does not show you how many slaves you have, even though a lot of times yeah, for like if you're building like arable land, the slaves can work in it. So it's still important to know how many slaves you have, but you don't get an easy way of seeing how many slaves you have in a place unless you actually click in like that. We're in a paper shortage, but this paper mill has like no employment. So once this actually employs up, we should be good on paper, I think. I'm going to begin improving relations with Great Britain and France because we have interests in common with them, and improving relations will be good to have good relations with the great powers. I guess I should also rival the Netherlands. I just need some influence. Or who should I rival for influence? Because I would like to get up to max infamy decay. Maybe there aren't really any good countries to rival, because I want to subjugate all these countries in South America. I guess there aren't too many good rivals, so we'll just have to do with those improved relations. We're actually losing up here in the north. I will grab some conscripts to ensure victory. Get some pretty nice bonuses for being against the Peru-Bolivian Confederation, although I don't think those maneuvers will actually be very helpful. Okay, I'm probably winning on the top front. I was actually losing on the bottom front as well for a second, so I had to go on defensive. This war at the start, I don't remember it being quite this difficult. I remember it being really easy, but maybe I'm misremembering, or maybe they actually buffed it recently. Also, they changed enactment time to enactment speed in the very most recent update. The very most recent update is quite big. This change from enactment time to enactment speed does mean you can't pass laws basically instantly anymore. And it's also a big nerf to low legitimacy, because minus enactment speed is much worse than plus enactment time. Like minus 50% is effectively plus 100% enactment time. So very bad to be low legitimacy now, and I guess high authority is less good. The other most important change in my opinion is this plus leverage with high involvement. It can go up to plus 50% or down to minus 50% if you don't have enough involvement. I guess that's only on level 1. That is a pretty substantial difference to have plus 50% leverage. That can really easily get you over that plus 200 advantage you need to get a country into your block. Speaking of that, I should actually create a sovereign empire. I can't believe I forgot to do this day 1. Oh, I don't have enough influence, so I guess I do basically have to declare rivalry, or I can just end my improved relations with France, I guess. Oh yeah, another change that they made in this update is you only have to occupy a state 50% to start enforcing on countries, which is really weird. I don't know that I really agree with that change, but I guess that is how it works now, so we can annex them despite not actually fully occupying them. I guess it's good in most cases, although it can be a little bit bad for small countries, where if you're like kind of losing wars at the start a lot of the time, it can be pretty annoying if you just sort of get forced to capitulate out even more now. It's a little bit of an interesting change. I don't know how to feel about it fully yet. There is public schools. I guess I'll level that up to level 2, because that'll be a good amount of literacy. Also, this gives literacy growth. I'm not sure if that's new. I feel like that's new. Or is that only for public schools? Does religious schools also have that? Maybe that's not quite new because it doesn't have it on religious schools, which is usually what I end up passing. I checked the patch notes and the literacy growth actually isn't in there, but I'm going to bring in the armed forces and then I'll start passing a colonial law. I guess I'll try using this menu because I saw they added this search bar. It doesn't seem that useful, but I guess if you're newer to the game, this search bar might be useful. You're trying to find some law that someone tells you about, but you don't know which category it's in. They also have that search bar here in the tech thing. Apparently you can look up things like market access, price impact, and it doesn't have to just be the name of a tech, which is kind of interesting. I need to invade Bolivia because we need to prevent them from being attacked by the other South American countries and liberating North Peru because we want to still keep Peru under our control without having to do a separate war against it. So I'm going to do a war against Bolivia, and I'm going to call in pretty much everyone to my side in exchange for liberating South Peru, because it won't matter if South Peru actually gets liberated, but we also want them to back down, and more war goals is better. I don't think it doesn't matter if they're the same war goal. It's kind of weird that you can offer this war goal like 6 times, but I don't know why it's letting me do it. I'm going to take it. I'm going to liberate South Peru a billion times. Okay, that's probably good. Are there any actual war goals that I want other than liberate South Peru? I don't think so. So I guess I can just bring in Paraguay and Uruguay into the war as well. So, like, the entire continent is going to be against Bolivia. Wow. Oh yeah, South Peru joined our side, so now those are all independence war goals. Billion independence war goals. And now we're already enforcing. I don't know how I took 51% of the state in 2 battles. I guess maybe we have some cavalry in our army. Do I have... I guess I have a few cavalry, so that must be how got over half. Oh, the capital of Bolivia is already completely taken. I got my first national hero. That's good. Can use that to integrate the Amazonics. Yeah, that seems like a pretty good deal, Paraguay. I'll take $1,000 for 25 influence, and I'll also get a power block embassy. That seems pretty reasonable. There goes Bolivia hitting minus 100. And scattered to the winds. The Peru-Bolivian Confederation is dissolved. We get, except it's not actually dissolved, it's just my subject now. And Peru is unified because of the supposed dissolving of the Peru-Bolivian Confederation. But it just stays as a protectorate of Bolivia. I gotta rival the French. I need influence. Interesting they gave me so little. Oh, right, because we have, like, the slave trade, so we get minus 10% influence. I'm so used to having plus influence modifiers. Can I not selectively enforce the ban? Oh, I need to kick the landowners out of government to do that? Okay, can I kick them out and then bring them back in and keep it selectively enforced? Because that will slightly help out with influence. It looks like that works. Because, yeah, I need to pass colonial exploitation. Can I get any help with that, actually? None of those are really very good at all. I guess I forgot political concessions is pretty bad now. These are authority costs now instead of minus authority, so they're not as bad to get political concessions, but it's still pretty bad. 5 universities over the next 10 years, honestly, is pretty reasonable. Although, you know, we get minus construction sector throughput and stuff, but that doesn't matter too much. So I'll take the intelligentsia up on their deal so I can ensure we pass colonial exploitation. I'm building some bananas. They did get a little bit nerfed in the most recent update, although it's a pretty small nerf. This automatic irrigation PM is now basically useless, although it does still save a lot of labor. But the violent treatment is where the biggest nerf is. This used to give 25 fruit, now it only gives 15. The basic production, this only got nerfed by 5. It was 40, now it's 35. So yeah, that violent treatment nerf is pretty big, but I think it's pretty fine. It's still a very efficient PM. It's a little bit less productive here than in East India Company by a lot. Not actually a little bit. It's like 20 over there. It's only 11 right now. I think that's just because we don't have very much throughput on the building for the most part. And I guess our price isn't as good. Yeah, it's only minus 10% right now. Colonial exploitation is getting really close to passing. So I'm going to set my navy to project power over here in, I guess, East Africa is probably my best bet. Yeah, I'll set my navy to project power over in East Africa. He says it's only going to give 276 involvement, which is not very much. I guess I should try to build up a bigger navy or try to buy a bigger navy at some point from the British. I think buying a navy from great powers is a pretty good strategy. I need to swap over to Lathe. We're over 10k on Atmo engine. I would never go over 10k except for when I go over 10k. Get an early coronation where Pedro de Berganca will become our ruler. But, our regent will be able to die. Fun fact about this, I believe if you make your regent your ruler with some shenanigans, like switching to Republic while you're in a regency, you can make a ruler that will never die, which could be interesting if you get it to be like a cautious literary character or something. But anyway, we'll begin his reign. Now we've got Magnanimous Monarch, which is pretty nice. And we get an extra point from the armed forces being under 5% clout. I think this is like supposed to be a little bit difficult, but in recent patches, the armed forces just keep getting weaker and weaker, I feel like. So now they pretty much just like start the game marginalized, and that's just how it is for pretty much every country nowadays, except for maybe the countries that have the Cadillos modifier. And those are kind of the only ones that can do it now. We should be pretty secure in completing Magnanimous Monarch with 7 points. We'll of course like fail slavery, and these ones are guaranteed, so that'll bring us down to like 4 points. But we should get another 3 points. We just need to do this one where we confirm, or no, that's not it. There's, this one. Princess Etzebel has been confirmed as heir to the throne. That one gives 3 points. And for that one, we just need to get onto propertied women, I think. Or is it the ones past that? I think it's just propertied women. And that lets them become the heir, and that gives 3 points. So that's the one that you really have to do. There's Atmo Engine and Lathe. Very good, very good. Turn on all those new production methods, making iron mines actually pretty productive. And I guess now I need a coal mine for my iron mines. Unfortunately, Brazil has really limited coal, but I'll build one up in Parana. The reason we want to complete this, by the way, is it will make the heir have Enlightened Royalist, which is a very good trait because it'll help us pass multiculturalism. Although it's less important now since you have political concessions and stuff you can do for negotiations, but it's still pretty useful to get that extra up to 15% success chance depending on what law you're coming from, I think. Oh, we actually have some colonizing we can do here in South America. I didn't realize there was some stuff that doesn't actually have a claim at the start of the game. I'll start colonizing into Alto Paraguay. I'm going to start suppressing the pro-slavery movement because I want to ban slavery, but right now that would trigger a civil war, so I'm going to try to get the movement below 5% support so that it can't. It's like it's trending towards 4% now, that's good. Also, I'm expanding construction because I have a positive balance. So I can expand it actually more. Maybe they weren't employed yet. Actually, I think they weren't employed yet, but I think this will be fine to expand. Yeah, it looks pretty much fine, at least so far, but they haven't fully employed yet, I think. It's unfortunate we don't have infrastructure, but that should be how Brazil is until you get railways. I'm gonna make a protectorate out of the Argentinians. Of course, everyone in South America will eventually become a Brazilian subject. It is just a matter of time, but I'm running out of infamy, so I gotta go for Argentina right now. I could just subjugate them with the block, but we don't really have the cohesion to do that right now, so it's gonna be a lot faster to subjugate them manually. Oh yeah, also, New Granada joins this play. I guess I'll protectorate them. It doesn't look too likely that this play will get back down. Interesting that the Argentinian army is pretty weak. Is it all irregulars, or it's all conscripts? I forgot, they have National Guard. Am engine, I can get water tube boiler. Or can I hold this event for 7 weeks? I can. I'm gonna hold this event and see if railways pops up. I'm actually not sure how that works. I've never had this happen before. We'll see what happens. Okay, we're approaching the time. Mechanical tools is researched. Okay, yes, it works. We can hold it and go railways. Oh, we get another national hero, so we can integrate another one of the cultures into Brazilian. We just need the Sulistas and the Paulistas now, so 2 more national heroes are going to need to be created, or I guess we can do the different journal entry things. I need more cultural fervor for the Sulistas. Interesting. I guess it's probably like double the fervor the culture has. No, actually this culture just has a ton of fervor because it's going in national awakening. I had to bolster some of the moons because I'm trying to get the pro-slave movement below 5% because we have this slave revolt that's currently firing. Apparently I triggered this no tolerance approach thing. Anyways, I guess I need to go for slavery ban now, because I don't want to have to fire that slave revolt. I could create a subsidy or vow to pass anti-strike laws. Passing anti-strike laws probably isn't that bad, so I'll just enact that. Kind of close to losing in this Grand Columbia War, but I think I should be able to win. I'm going to strategic objective the capital. We just need 50% occupation. If we didn't need just 50% occupation, this actually could have been a loss. But because we just need 50%, it should be pretty winnable. Yeah. They should capitulate like 4 times faster than me, so I just need to do it before I hit like minus 75. Oh, that battle being a loss is actually really bad. This is gonna be kind of too close for comfort. Yeah, this is scarily close, but they're capitulating like 6 times faster than me at this point, so I can actually be at like minus 80. Okay, yeah, we're good. We got this. Okay, you're good. I need a new tech. I'll research water tube boiler. And then after that, I'll go for pharmaceuticals or... Yeah, I'll go for pharmaceuticals. I do need some railways. Bahia and Minas Gerais are definitely the most severely in need of railways. Could go... Oh, I should upgrade the paper mills. That seems good. I don't actually have sulfur, but we can just import some sulfur for now. Is there sulfur in our country? No, there's actually no sulfur in our country, so I should put that on max subvention probably. Except that I can't, apparently. Because subvention cooldown doesn't quite visualize instantly. Don't really have the steel for steel tools, I think. Yeah, I don't have the steel for that. I don't want to have to import steel right now while we're building these railways, because it'll be a while till we can actually build up steel mills. After I get the railways, then I guess I'll build up a steel mill. Because we'll also need a, motor industry at some point. Okay, the revolution is still firing. I guess I have a decent amount of radicals, so fighting your revolution isn't necessarily that bad, actually. Could I maybe get Great Britain to guarantee my independence? That would be pretty good. Let's try just offering them an obligation for that. Okay, they decline. I guess I could give them something. What do we want to give them? We can give them maybe just like a little bit of money. Like 2,000. Okay, so with that deal, yeah, Britain now accepts, guaranteeing my independence, so hopefully I'll be able to call them into the revolution if it actually fires. Apparently it's only going to 98%. I assumed it was going to go to 100 because I thought there was like a plus 25% from it enacting away from slavery, but apparently that's not happening, so it's only going to 98. Slavery ban, the pro-slavery movement is just chilling at 99% activism. Anything could trigger a revolution, but maybe I'm just going to be able to pass slavery ban here. As long as we don't get any more events that increase activism, it is actually possible. I'm going to call Great Britain into this slaver revolt. This will be good to get rid of some radicals with this, yeah. Does, of course, mean we have to fight a civil war, though, which is going to slow down economic growth for a minute while we're fighting it. Just checking, the revolt is indeed a revolution, so annexing it will clear out radicals. It's not just a secession. Guess I should do a pretty small war for the meantime, because I'm going to run out infamy during this. I'll go for a protectorate on Chile. I guess that will mean they won't have a front with me. Oh, actually, Argentina could join against me, but they don't have a liberty desire to do that, so that shouldn't be possible. Peru joined Chile, so I'm going to reduce autonomy on Bolivia. Or I'm gonna give Bolivia reduced autonomy on Peru as a war goal to get them to join the play. Because it'll be good to get Peru's autonomy down, and that way we get Bolivia to help us out without having to increase their liberty desire. Oh, Chile just backed down in the play. Okay, that's convenient. The slaver revolution is over. Yeah, now we've got like no radicals, so that's really nice. That means construction houses everywhere, which is going to be very convenient. Oh, I still have infra problems here after the railway? Oh, we have a coal shortage? No, the coal shortage isn't actually the reason. Yeah, this is just giving some infra penalties, I guess. Even without that, we'd barely have enough infra. I guess I'll build up another level of railways there. We get the golden law. So that does hurt my magnanimous progress quite a lot. Yeah, that hurts it a lot, actually, but it's what I gotta deal with. Oh, nice. The landowners got marginalized. Yeah, that makes sense because of the Civil War. The landowners are marginalized. Okay, yeah. I guess as long as Or I think that'll stay forever, right? I guess that might explain why the pin went down. Is it that it doesn't go away because the armed forces went back up? Is that why it went down so much? Because it was at 7 before. I guess Civil War also reduced it by 1. I was trying to figure out why it went from 7 to 4. I'm picking my first mandate. Also, I am out of infamy. I unfortunately did not notice that. But I'll go for a war on Venezuela, I guess. I don't think Bolivia or New Granada should be allowed to join against me. I don't think they have enough liberty desire. Yeah, they don't. Alright. New Granada's invading me in Amazonas, so I will defend against that invasion, and then I'll start my own invasion against Bolivar. Or I guess I should just do it against the capital. I think is Zulia? No, it's actually Miranda. I forgot. I should have remembered that. I should have remembered that it cuts the country in two. Oh, we got a Sulista national hero, but yeah, the Sulistas require me to have a lot of national fervor. Actually, we have a good amount right now. We have 45. Oh, we have a national awakening. That's why. Good, good. We got that national awakening going. Bring it to 72 fervor, which is actually enough for what we need, but it's going to take a minute for me to be able to click that button anyway. Hopefully the national hero doesn't die before then. I don't actually know if that works. I don't know if the national hero can die. I should not have a consumption tax on liquor. That's so ineffective. I should put in some better consumption taxes. That's so much money. By the way, the reason I'm making so much profit right now is for some reason, like, half my construction sectors aren't employed. I don't know why this is happening. They do seem to be slowly employing, though. I think it might have had to just do with the revolution, and it's going to slowly go away. So I guess I'll see on that. Oh wow, New Granada's getting a lot of liberty desire. I guess my army's just not really strong enough for them. Okay, well, I'm gonna go for a protectorate on Ecuador, I guess. Even though Peru could join, I don't think that's too big of a deal. Okay, yeah, Peru did join. Can I get... No, Bolivia does not want reduced Peruvian autonomy this time. They don't like me enough. They're defiant right now. Unfortunate. Oh, Ecuador backed down again. When I say again, I am referring to the fact that both times Peru joined, it was a back down. Of course, Ecuador itself didn't back down. Now, Uruguay and Paraguay, they're a little bit too close to me to get protectorate. I'm just going to annex those ones. And, of course, they're too small. Like, Uruguay, the home state is the entire country. Paraguay, it's basically the entire country. Here we are with the Brazilian succession event. This gives us 1 extra progress, which actually put me back over 50%. And it'll give us a journal entry, which we can complete for 3 extra points. Oh, wait, what? Did I click the wrong button? Nope, I read it wrong. It actually depletes it by 1 either way of the button you click. You just get this 1 if you don't click, if you click the down button where you actually want to do it. We need to get off of legal guardianship and have Isabel be the heir for at least 10 years. I think that Pedro is programmed to not die early or something, so we're safe to not have any issues happen. Anyway, let's go for propertied women. It looks like it's going to be a little bit of a difficult pass, but not that difficult. The church is a little bit sad about that. I guess I'll go for public health insurance first. I'm about to research pharmaceuticals. I got a metalworks company available. I was building up some tooling workshops to be able to do that. I guess they are built now, so I can build up my metalworks company. I thought about going for a wood company, but the fact it's aristocrat owned has made me not want to go it very much recently. Didn't really think about that in the past, but I've been thinking about it more recently. Makes me not really want to do it. There's pharmaceuticals, and now I can go for public health insurance. I should build up some bureaucracy in anticipation of this. Where do we have the least tax capacity? Pernambuco. That state's not very like. The state actually might have a decent amount of pops. Yeah, it does. So I guess I can build up some government administrations there. I was thinking that state wasn't very likely to grow in pop, but actually it might be. I'll build like 7. Oh yeah, I can integrate the Sulistas. Nice. Now it's just the Paulistas that I need a national hero from. There's public health insurance. Can level that up. We only have level 2 access right now. I guess I need quinine for level 3. Kind of forgot that I need quinine for level 3, but it doesn't matter too much. Mortality's still good, and I guess it helps out with the church's approval a little bit, which I guess was the main reason I was doing that initially. Go property women now. Can I get any good negotiation from you? Vow to pass national supremacy is not that bad. I could just lie, or I guess I could just, minus 30% bureaucracy for a decade is kind of a lot, or it's an average of minus 15%, really. Is that worth it? Um, Nat supremacy is not really passable, probably. Do I care about the petit bourgeoisie? How many members do they have? 36,000, so nobody. So we'll just lie to them. I'm trying to stop this coup. Having to move the army back and forth because the coup is otherwise just advancing because of capital strategic region or just like not being on the move. Move gives -1. I think being in an incorporated strategic region like La Plata would give +1. So the coup is pretty much stalled with me doing this, though just barely. It was growing at first, even with me doing this, but only by a tiny bit. Now it's mostly frozen. Just kind of have to keep doing this right now. Hopefully eventually I'll get another event and I can stop it. It's only at 11 progress, so pretty much any event should be able to stop it. Or I think actually it's about half of events can give more than -10. Okay, there we go. -15 coup progress, and the coup fails. Oh, I get more legitimacy for being in the Liberal Party, and that'll give me more success chance on property women. Yeah, now it's at 81%, so that should be a really easy pass. Law seems pretty easy. And then after that, just gotta wait some time and we'll get the Brazilian succession over. And I think that should pretty much guarantee completion of magnanimous monarch. I don't think there's really much that can happen at this point to remove progress. I guess failing integrating the Brazilian nation is the only real thing that could lower progress. We just need to be able to integrate the Paulistas and get a little bit of fervor. Because of our national awakening, I'm pretty sure we're going to hit the fervor requirement easily. So the only thing is really integrating the Paulistas, which I guess I need to get a national hero for. Or we could get the River of Coffee complete. I think you might need a cultural general. I guess I should check if any of my generals are Paulistas, and if not, maybe try to recruit a Paulista general. Unfortunately, I did not find any Paulista generals. Oh yeah, we got the Republican proposal. This actually will reduce the progress of Magnanimous Monarch. Either way, eventually this one will reduce it too. We'll just take the -1 because we're definitely not going to go Republic. I'm really close to hitting 1,000 involvement in East Africa by only 30 involvement right now. But yeah, unfortunately just not quite there. We got egalitarianism, so now I need to decide on a new tech to research. I guess I go quinine, because I'm going to need to get some more colonies to go for soon. And then after that, I can just go for steel frame buildings. That seems pretty reasonable. And then I guess, or maybe even human rights. I'm not exactly sure the order we want to go. We'll probably research both, actually, and wait for tech spread to reduce ahead of time penalty. That seems pretty reasonable. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to sit on zero infamy for a second here, because I don't really have any wars I can declare, unless I want to declare on, I guess, like the Netherlands. Only Sweden would join, actually. This is a kind of winnable war. The problem is I'm just 30 involvement away from being able to get my interest in East Africa. I guess I'll take Dutch Guyana, because there's not really anything else I can do right now, and I'm about to run out of infamy while I wait for East Africa. I'm currently building up some naval admins, because this one isn't getting ship crew, and I think that that's the reason why it's not merging over. Once that one merges over, we should get enough involvement. Beating the Dutch shouldn't be very hard, although we don't have a front unless we can call in the UK. Oh, the UK wants the Dutch Windward Coast, which I think is over there in West Africa. Yeah, I'll give the British Windward Coast. That seems like a very reasonable war goal. That's not going to be very bad for the British to take. Oh, and there is propertied women as well. Very good. Plus 5% workforce ratio. Although we do, of course, lose the birth rate, which is pretty unfortunate. Our population's actually been really flat. I think it's rare to see a population graph that flat. I don't know why that's happening. But now we got property women. We just need to wait some time and we'll complete Brazilian succession, which should get us back over 50%. I think that Pedro can't die until he's like really old. I think that he's secretly immortal. Oh, looks like the Dutch just backed down. Kind of makes sense since the British were against them. Looks like we get a little bit of gold from that. Like to see it. Has our navy merged up yet? Not quite there. Once it gets there, we should be trending towards 1,000 involvement, I think. Unless that's like a frigate and it's just barely not enough. Okay, it is enough. Targeting 1,015 involvement now. Yeah, it's time to go for the classic Zanzibar from Oman. And then also, I guess, Omani, Kenya. And I'll take Mombasa just for a little bit clean borders. This navy should be easily big enough to do a naval invasion with. Yeah, it's enough for transporting 8 troops over. I don't even think actually Oman does have like some line infantry that has pretty good stats, but they're not going to have any of that really over here except for one troop from Mombasa, so that should be a really easy landing with 8 troops. Oh, Egypt joins the play, but I don't think they have much of a navy. Yeah, they have a little bit of a navy, actually around my size, but I doubt that they're going to go over here with it. Maybe they'll try to naval invade me with some small stack, but I should be able to defend it. I'm going to reduce autonomy on some people. Bolivia, Venezuela, and Argentina. Just enough Librizar for that. Unfortunately, the rest of these guys are gaining Librizar, I believe, because my army is not big enough. So I'll need to expand my army at some point if I want to get their Liberty Desire down, which would be good because, yeah, it's a lot of money we can get from these guys if we can reduce autonomy on them. So it's definitely worth going for. Interesting to see I don't have enough qualifications when I try to do this. I don't really know why I don't have the qualifications for that. My literacy is not completely awful, right? Why is my literacy actually going down? That's pretty confusing. What? Oh, it's because the church are mad at me. I need the church to be less mad at me so that I can stop having my literacy go down. Or at least that'd be a good thing to do. Currently appointed bureaucrats. Do I really have anything close to tax capacity issues? Let's take a look. No, not really. So let's just go elected bureaucrats because that'll make everyone happy. Oh yeah, the war started, so now I can begin a naval invasion and go for Zanzibar. Oh yeah, Egypt's here. Let's not let them take over my country. That would be good. Let's defend these battles. Not let Egypt take over the country. Makes sense that they wanted to do a naval invasion, but obviously they don't have a big enough or a big enough navy to invade a country of Brazil size. Although my army is not actually that big. Until you get ironclads, you just really cannot transport very much on boats. Bolivia is going for increased autonomy, which is a little bit unfortunate. It should not be too much of a big deal, but with this naval invasion to defend it is maybe a little bit of a problem. No, it should not really be much of a problem, though. Just a little bit unfortunate that I have to mobilize. Oh, I got a national hero. Does this work for... Okay, so I guess you don't actually need them to be of the specific culture. I kind of thought you did, but apparently you just need a national hero. So now I just have to get fervor up and I guess research nationalism. Oh, we lost the national awakening. I didn't think they went away that fast. Okay. Then this might actually be not so easy. Although we have 30 years. That's quite a while. Might need to intentionally get some casualties to get more fervor going. I think you can get up to 50 from casualties if you have a lot of them. So that would definitely be an easy way, but getting a ton of casualties is not very common, really. Well, I guess I'll assign this army to this front now. This war does not look too good. Chile, sway with... I don't really want to give Chile a state. I guess I can give them an obligation. I guess I can just raise conscripts. I also have some irregulars. I can upgrade those for sure. Make sure every conscript I have is raised. Just trying to win this war real quick. Don't want to stay in a war with my subjects for too long. So Oman War, this should be done pretty soon. There's elected bureaucrats. Very good. Now I can swap over to just the Liberal Party. That's a lot more legitimate, although still in the same legitimacy bracket, I guess. I should definitely go no migration controls. That's very important for multiculturalism to actually get us good migration. And it doesn't look too hard to pass right now. Usually this law can be really hard to pass. Let's check out our chances on getting anything with the rural folk. No, they want some kind of insane stuff to stop reducing their pretty not very significant stall. Oh, the British Radical Revolt beat Britain. Guess that cancels my alliance with them. Or actually, I think Britain already broke it pretty recently. Can I sign a treaty? Yes, I can now. Good. I can start colonizing over there. Or no, I need the tier 2 interest, which should appear soon, but not quite yet. I just have to wait for my involvement to go up from having the territory there. It should go up quite a bit. Oh, my navy actually moved away as well, so now I don't even have level 1 involvement. Alright, so my only war goal is actually humiliate Bolivia, so I can just enforce that. I forgot that I don't need to actually occupy their capital. Yeah, okay, good. You get a free university, I guess I'll take it. Oh, what? Why do I have no success chance on this? Oh, the industrialists left the party? That's really bad.
Um, what do I do? Okay, that's really unlucky that the industrialists just randomly left the party. I guess I take tradition of free elections here for free 10 legitimacy. Alright, it's not really free, but that's probably gonna be my best bet. Can I cannot, or I can do this. Okay, that's 29 legitimacy to keep trying to pass this. But we get a free setback from that, so our odds on passing this are really bad. Yeah, we get the Brazilian Naval Power Journal entry. This one takes quite a while to complete. Yeah, it's 40 years. This technically can give a progress on Magnanimous Monarch, but this would take so long to complete that it'd definitely be... Or actually, Pedro wouldn't necessarily be dead. He'd only be like 72. But this is not very important, I think. I guess we'll complete it eventually, probably. Okay, I can start colonizing over here in East Africa now. We have malaria currently, but that should be getting fixed soon. Yeah, we're about to get quinine. My colonial growth is not very high right now. It'll be a little bit higher if I pause these colonies, which I guess I'll probably do after I get quinine, because we can just let Argentina colonize all this. There's quinine. Now I will pause my colonies here in South America, let Argentina keep doing them, and I will just be colonizing over here. Oh, the landowners now, wait, what? Oh yeah, now they're a Republican. I was thinking this one's the one they were going to be gaining, but I guess the top one is actually the one they gain. And now they support Republicanism. That doesn't really matter, though. As long as I don't want to pass it, it still shouldn't pass. Oh, does this political concession also cost authority? It only costs 50 authority. I think I kind of need that. Oh, but I could also take this one. No, but this one also gives political concessions. I'll do this anyway. I need to try to pass this, but the odds are not looking very good. I did have to take a minus 10% at one point, because otherwise I would have to add nativist labor regulations, so I really did not want to have to add. Well, the odds on no migration controls are not good at all right now, but we can negotiate with the Catholic Church and try to save it. I'm going to go for political concessions because that way if I cancel passing the law, I won't have any negative effects. And this is my best shot. It's still not at all good odds because we have two setbacks right now, but it's my best shot. I'll have to try again in 2 years or whatever if I fail. Well, my odds of passing no migration controls at this point are practically zero, so I'm just going to cancel it now and work on it again in 2 years so that my 2 years are going to be up back soon enough, or sooner than if I just actually waited for it to completely be over. I'm trying to think, what do I want to do right now? I think there's not really very much I can do. I mean, I could go for like cultural exclusion, but then I'd get less success chance on multiculturalism, so I think I pretty much just want to leave everything as it is right now. I guess census suffrage could make some sense, but no, actually wealth voting I think I want to keep. We're going to keep the industrialists as strong as we can. I'm almost out of infamy. I'm going to go for Madagascar because it's a relatively if infamy efficient place for resources, I feel like. It's just really coal and wood, but it's got quite a bit of coal in that southern state, so I think it's pretty worth conquering. I don't usually conquer Madagascar actually very much, but I think I should maybe consider doing it a little bit more. Also, maybe I should try to get over here into West Africa. That's probably what I should do next after this. Try to get some involvement in West Africa, try to conquer like Dahomey or something, but to get up to level 2. I'm up to level 3 right now in East Africa, which is very good. Oh, the Marina Kingdom actually just backed down. Okay, I'm going to move my fleet over to West Africa. I guess I will put it in like these two zones. Or this one will give me a little bit in Equatorial Africa, actually, which is not ideal. Okay, if I actually want to do maximum, I think what I want to do is this region. What is that connected to? Is this Equatorial Africa? That's South Atlantic Islands. Okay, so I'll just do these two. Change region. Just these two. Or actually, I can do this one, I think. And yeah, the goal is to just target West Africa to get maximum sway on, or get maximum involvement. Actually, I might be targeting, oh, I'm actually targeting Southern Europe. I guess I have to target multiple regions, so it's going to be optimal to just do kind of everything, I think. I guess I'll pick up this Klabin and Ramos and CIA company. Seems pretty good. Has like a prestige hardwood, which is probably not that important. Just to get plus 10% tooling workshop building throughput, which is definitely, or is very close to being like best building in the game, I would say. I don't know. It's close at least. It's probably the best building. Although maybe not best to have throughput on. Probably best to have throughput on is mines because those you actually have limited supply of how many you can build. So usually you can run out of the resources, but definitely getting throughput on tooling workshops is pretty good. Apparently I was bolstering the liberal movement. I don't remember doing that. I'm not sure if that's a thing that just like happens at the start, but I'm going to take that authority and use it to add in sulfur mines and monopolize wood and paper. Or actually, I already was monopolizing paper. I don't actually know why, but I've lost a magnanimous monarch point. I guess maybe. Oh, the armed forces aren't marginalized anymore. That's probably why we lost a point. Yeah, we're not doing so good. I guess we'll become a great power. That'll get me back up to 6 points after we complete Brazilian succession. But I'm gonna lose another point once Pedro's health starts going into decline. I think his male heirs have already died, I think. Here's heir to the empire, giving the 3 points and removing the popularity penalty. But yeah, it's not counted as over 50% to just be at 50%. So I need at least one more point, which I will get from great power, but I'll lose that point. So I need another point, which is not going to be so easy to get. Oh yeah, I forgot to add a mandate to my block. I'll go food standardization 2. I think after that, for my next mandates, I just want to go level up vassalization so I can get my cohesion up. So I become a great power. That'll be very important. I want to probably try to get like Mexico into my block. That would be good, as well as maybe like Portugal. Lots of countries. Ideally, we get a really big navy at some point so I can start projecting my involvement everywhere to get lots of extra leverage. The Liberal Party unfortunately won so little of the election. It's really hard to get them in government, which yeah, it's not good for trying to pass no migration controls because now the industrialists are back in the Liberal Party. I'm going to think about how to do this. Oh, could I resign? I can't actually abdicate. That's interesting that I can't abdicate. I thought you could abdicate once your heir was 16 now. I could try to reduce taxes to get in a mega government. I think pretty soon I'm allowed to go no migration controls. Yeah, 4 months till I'm allowed to try for no migration controls again. I've got like max gold reserves, but for some reason, are my constructions actually like not employing? Or no, I just need to build more. I think they're on like the back of the queue. I just need to build some more construction sectors so I can stop having so much money saved up. Although I do want to have some money saved up for sure. Build up tax capacity in the lowest tax capacity that it is within Brazil. Don't want to build up in Africa, especially when we don't have multiculturalism. Got my next mandate. I could go food 3 actually. That might be more important right now to try to deal with the radicals. I do have a lot of radicals, although they're actually kind of spread out in very specific states instead of being everywhere, seemingly. So maybe it's fine to just go vassal 2 here. I just got dialectics. That'll give me education 3, which is nice. Also just got a second navy here, which should get me up to the 1,000 involvement I need. It's really close, but it should... Yeah, or actually not close with that second navy there, because this one's actually capital ships, I guess. Okay, I actually don't get there quite in time. So I waste a little bit of infamy here, I guess. But yeah, I want to go for Dahomey. And then from there I can go for a lot of West Africa, which will be good. Got a little bit of a presence here in East Africa, but West Africa is probably actually more important to have involvement in. And after I go expand a little bit in West Africa, I want to try to get Mexico my block. I did sign a little bit of a treaty with them, but I think I have some negative leverage, right? Or wait, what? Why am I not getting negative leverage? I should have pretty negative leverage. Oh, I actually have level 3 involvement because of my treaty, so I'm not actually getting negative leverage. But if I get up to 5,000, that would help out a lot because that would give me an extra 25%. And I guess I just need to sign more treaties with Mexico. Let's improve relations. At 50, we can get more stuff done, probably. Although, I guess something like this could help out right now. Yeah, I can do that. That should be good. That'll get me up to plus 190. And actually 5,000 involvement in the region. I'm going to declare an annex play on the country behind them because I need something to have... I need to have a little bit more infamy than just 5 for this war. We won't be able to get up to level 3 involvement in West Africa in time anyway if I want to declare more wars over here. Before I would have run out of infamy before, so I just need to declare another extra play. And I'm going to lose involvement while doing this naval invasion, so I'll be under 1,000 again. I'm gonna pick up Freedom of Movement 1 with my next mandate, going for Freedom of Movement 3 eventually, very important for getting maximum migration. Also, I saw Ethiopia just formed, which is pretty interesting. I feel like it doesn't happen too often anymore since they added a bunch more countries over here in Ethiopia. Trying to think. Oh yeah, we can bring in the industrialists now. I think I should do that and try to go for no migration controls. The stall chance is pretty bad though. But we're done with the penalty to immunability from feeling the law commitments, so I should be able to just go for no migration controls and get some people to accept me. Okay, yeah. If I just go down on taxes, I should be able to get the church into collaborative, which will be good. 10,000 or religious restrictions. That's actually not very bad. I think religious restrictions is best out of these options because 5 migration restrictiveness won't do anything. Yeah, so that's going to be what I take. And the minus acceptance. Religious acceptance doesn't matter for migration. It's only cultural though. Cultural acceptance that matters. Then I guess I can look at the landowners as well and see if there's anything reasonable we can get from them. Minus 15% bureaucracy for a decade is really not that bad. So I guess that's what I'll take. And then I will just have to build up some government administrations real quick. But it's not going to be too big of a deal. And yeah, this should be pretty easy. No migration controls pass with 50% success. Oh, a new election just happened, and now my legitimacy is a little bit lower, which is unfortunate. It's actually under 50. Okay, well, that's a little bit of a problem. I could just do this government. Or no, I need the landowners. So I have to just go down on taxes temporarily. I'm going to swap over to human rights real quick because I did get a good amount of tech progress on steel frame buildings. Maybe I should have swapped over a little bit earlier, but I think this should be pretty good. Yeah, tech spread is pretty low, unfortunately. Also, my innovation is low. Maybe I should start considering building up some universities. That's probably reasonable. Yeah, I'll build up a couple universities. I do need to fix infra as well, but start getting some universities going. I really hope I pass no migration controls at this tick, which would be pretty lucky. That would be all 3 successes, but the reason I really hope for that is I'm pretty sure this revolution has progressed thing can actually fire multiple times, and if it fires again, then I will need to get more success, or I'll need to get more positive things. Okay, we do actually pass it there. That's very lucky. Now I can start fake passing migration controls to try to make this movement go back under 75% activism. And I can swap governments and raise taxes. Also, my infamy is pretty low, and I can invite Mexico to the block. So let's invite Mexico to the block. That's good. And now I should probably go do a war, or I could go do some wars over here in Central America, I guess. That could be reasonable. Maybe going for like Santo Domingo or something. It's interesting Britain has conquered a lot of this stuff over here with like Cuba. But we definitely can't fight Britain yet. That would be not ready for that at all. What if we were to fight El Salvador? The USA is looking not that likely to join because they're in a lot of debt, but they still could join if they have like a guaranteed independence or something. They don't though. I just know they're in like the USA bloc, so I'm a little bit scared, but maybe I should just go for it. No, it's minus 22 if I go for annex country. What should I do? I guess I'm going to declare on Sokoto. We do have low involvement, so I have to pay a little bit of extra infamy because of that, and we don't have like civilizing mission or anything yet, but I still think this is going to be the best play out of all the options I have right now. I'll go for a little bit of territory from Sokoto. Because, yeah, I don't really have too many good wars to declare over here in the New World, because I was saying actually New Granada was going to join against me in them, and I don't want to do that. I don't want New Granada to do that. So I'm going to make some troops. I wanted to have a bigger army because I want my subjects to not gain so much liberty desire from me having too small of an army. Bolivia joining against me in this play is really bad, or it's at least not good at all, but it should not actually be a big deal. It's just a little bit annoying for Bolivia to be against me in this play, actually. Oh, this army's counted as overseas. It's not actually headquartered here. Ashanti siding with Sokoto as well. Not ideal. Love to transport some armies over here, but I actually don't have armies to do that with. Because, yeah, all my armies are very tied up over here in the New World as well. I guess once I'm done with these universities and stuff, I don't probably need this many coal mines. Maybe I should. Yeah, I definitely don't need this many coal mines actually. I need to get to that army stuff as soon as possible. I assume. I mean, these coal mines are not terrible. Why are they so low productivity though? I feel like they should be higher. I guess we just don't have enough tools really. Maybe I need to try to get some mappy as well. But there's no easy way to get mappy for a while. We're pretty far from zeppelins. So I called on my subjects that were at 100 their desire against Bolivia because no point not. It doesn't cost me their desire if they're already at 100. And I'm going to turn these armies on to offense. Even though the front advantage is negative, because they're using irregulars and I'm using skirmish, it should end up being able to push. Also, Mexico's getting invaded by the USA right now. We need to try to join Mexico. We've got a defensive pact. Yeah, we can get Mexico as a subject here, which is very good, but they are getting a lot of their territory lost to the USA here. I think I need to just try to enforce instantly, or, I mean, I need to just try to, like, back down instantly and see what I can lose. Although, Mexico is actually confident, which is interesting. Yeah, no, USA is mobilizing so many conscripts. There's absolutely no chance Mexico can win this. Oh, I'm not able to offer a peace deal except for just capitulating. That's unfortunate. I don't think that I can really do anything here. I think that I'm basically guaranteed to lose. That's going to be a lot of territory we lose. Well, I guess I can try some stuff. Like, let's just try naval invasion and see what happens, I guess. On DC. Yeah, that front does not look good, but there's nothing we can do. We can't offer a peace deal. If we could offer a peace deal, I think giving them like 3 states would be enough. In previous patches, it might have been possible to like delay them, and eventually they would like accept a white peace, because you can see like minus 100 of this is from short duration of war. But in the most recent patch, they made it so if the AI is consistently advancing on a front, it will consider it as if it controlled the war goals, is what the update said. Although I haven't actually seen that happen. We just got a mass migration, which is nice, but let's see this thing. They should be considered decisively advancing, right? So why is it not saying they consider it to be controlling the war goals? Was that just wrong? I was pretty confident that that was a thing that they did in the update. Oh, well, I got some occupation here in DC. I got 50% occupation in DC already from one battle. Are we gonna get DC? I don't think we get DC. I'm pretty sure, yeah, their army arrives in time. And I'm not able to go on defense. What if I just, like, unassign? Can I just, does that work? I guess it kind of works. Okay. But I don't think we win this war anyway. I think I get enforced out before Mexico, probably. Or before USA, probably. I got another mandate. I'm going to go freedom of movement 2. That should give me a good amount of mass migration attraction. You know, I have 78. Easily beating out every country that isn't my block, I think. Although some of the countries in my block have pretty much the same. I'm going to go for a more conservative government, and then I want to try to pass national supremacy. Oh, it's actually really hard to pass national supremacy. I was thinking I want to pass it so I get the intelligentsia to be neutral on multiculturalism, but that is going to be a tough pass. Yeah, no, that's actually not happening. I guess I'm just going to keep this government. Is there anything else I could pass, maybe? Capital fleet? That would be required for Brazilian naval power eventually. Currently a merchant navy, which isn't very good, I think. So we'll go capital fleet, I guess. America's basically bankrupt. They're at plus 92 or peace exceptions from loans. Mexico requests their own market, and that makes their liberties actually low enough that I can reduce them to puppet. But I don't know if I want to do that, because then they might join all these other countries and constantly being mad at me. It turns out actually plus 50 peace acceptance is the halfway point to bankruptcy. So they're not actually super bankrupt, but they are in a lot of debt. Unfortunately, they're not going to accept peace because they think that they can enforce, which is sort of true, unfortunately for me. We're in a little bit of a situation with this Malagasy national movement being about to hit 50% activism, because that would mean that I'm going to lose a magnanimous monarch point, which I would really not like to do. So I'm going to start passing subjecthood to make that not happen, but that's probably going to make a bunch of other movements really mad at me. Yeah, the Brazilian supremacist movement does not like that at all. So this is going to be a little bit unfortunate. I don't know what I can do really to prevent both of these movements from, or at least one of these movements from never hitting 50%. Because if I get any more points lost on Magnanimous Monarch, that would be pretty terrible. You can't really easily come back from that, I think. Oh, plus 20. This is so useful. You can like abuse this for multiculturalism support, but the problem is, why is my government like this? This is such a weird government situation. But what do I do? Because yeah, I don't want to waste that on subjecthood, but also like I kind of have to, or else Malagasy National Movement will waste a magnanimous monarch point. Oh, actually, Brazilian supremacist movement won't go to fire. Okay, so that's not actually an issue. But oh, House of National Movement likes subjecthood, but is still mad. That's a little bit of a problem. Fulba National Movement, same way. This is tough to deal with, for sure. I'm really not sure what to do. Because I'm going to get a bunch of revolutions firing, and that's going to make Magnanimous Monarch fail, and I don't want that to happen. But maybe there's not really any possibility to not fail Magnanimous Monarch right now. Because apparently, Pedro seemingly just can't resign ever. Okay, I think I have to just take this 20% success and accept that we're failing Magnanimous Monarch, probably. We're going to have to pass multiculturalism without it. I think that's going to be my best bet. Yeah. USA has sent me a compromise peace deal. It's not ideal. All we're getting is New Mexico, but we are saving Rio Grande and Zacatecas, which I think means, yeah, the Mexico isn't going to get split into two pieces, which is good, and USA is going to have some isolated territory. So I think this really isn't that bad. There's not really a way we can win this war. USA is in plenty of debt, so we can maybe fight them in the future, and I think I should have return CBs, or Mexico should have return CBs and all the stuff they lose. So it shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, Mexico does have return CBs. Very good. So weird to see Mexico having New Mexico, but also losing, like, Jalisco. I think that's the best deal we could get, though. Unless we could propose our own deal. Then we could probably do something a little bit better. Because I think Jalisco is by far the most important of all the other states. Because it has, like, as much GDP as all the other states they wanted combined. The Afro-Brazilian Leadership event just gave me a sovereignist. I did not realize that event gave sovereignists. Okay, that's going to be really nice for passing multiculturalism, which I am only 3 years away from, but unfortunately I think I'm going to get some progress down on Magnanimous Monarch here as all these secessions start firing. Or at least getting to high progress. I think a lot of them are firing, though. At least the Madagascar one and the Hausa one are firing. These other two looks to not be firing, so that's good at least. I'm bringing the industrialist government. And yeah, I just have to wait 3 years for human rights, unfortunately. Should swap from steel from buildings a little bit earlier. Okay, it looks like we're not losing one progress for every secession that goes over, so maybe there's still a chance for passing or for getting Magnanimous Monarch when I complete integrating the Brazilian nation, which I should do, because fervor is trending back over 65. I want to send some defensive pacts. I'm trying to get Liberty Desire down overall right now, and getting some defensive pacts will be good for that. Although, of course, alliances would be better, but I just can't really sign alliances with anyone. But we can try to get some defensive pacts. Oh, Spain actually declines that. Okay, well, we'll go for some treaty with the UK then. And then I'll try to get Spain in after. Try that. Okay, works with the UK. Now, Spain, try some goods transfers. Where, what? There's no goods transfer? Am I crazy? Am I just blind? I'm not blind. There's no goods transfer. I'm actually very confused by this. What? Okay, I don't have any idea why there's no goods transfer. That's so confusing. Huh. So Ecuador's declared independence, and I'm actually just gonna give them it, I think. I think that's the best bet here, because they're supported by all of these countries here, which is not very nice to have to fight all those countries there. So we're just going to give them independence. It's unfortunate that their relations were low enough that they were able to declare it. But yeah, we can actually just invite them to the block instantly, and we can just try to resubjugate them. And I think that's going to be my best bet. And that way, hopefully, they'll stop supporting everyone's independence. And then, because of that, everyone will be a little bit easier to get reduced autonomy on. Oh, the Confederate States are rebelling against the USA. This is pretty nice because I assume the USA does not really have the money to fight this war. And yeah, the Confederates had a bunch of debt. So they'll probably bankrupt, and then I can probably try to protectorate them. That'll be pretty good. Definitely would like to do that. Or, I mean, try to get them in, like, the block. I think that's something I should probably go for. But also I need to kind of deal with this uprising, which is a little bit of a concern right now. Yeah, I'm going to try to go for the uprising again. I did fail the first landing, but I think I should win this time. I'm trying to build up some shipyards, by the way, because I realized I'm out of supply ships. Okay, back to research human rights. Yep, there it is. Now it's multiculturalism time. Oh, the sovereignist died. That's unfortunate that the sovereignist died, but anyways, it's time to go for it. Okay. No shot we can negotiate the industrialists, unfortunately. Church and armed forces are negotiable, as is the landowners. But I can't really do a government like that. Okay, this is the best government I could do. Or really, industrialists don't matter to have in. So I might as well kick them out for the extra 2 legitimacy. That extra 2 legitimacy might actually help me with... Yeah, that puts the armed forces at 75. I'll do the armed forces first, I guess. Dedicated police force next. Do I want to do that? Yeah, that seems pretty reasonable. Actually, this committing to increasing the size of the army seems more reasonable. I'll do that. And then landowners. Do I want to spend 100 authority for this? End of discussion factor is pretty big. I think it is still important. Oh, yeah. Pedro having reformer is kind of unfortunate for this. But I am gonna try. Oh, what actually I can do is do an everything government and just accept having 0 legitimacy because of what's it called? Political movement supporting the law is what I was trying to say. What we can do is just negotiate with the church now. Now, I think I have to lie to them. Yeah, we're going to say that we're going to improve the lives of the common people, but we're not going to be able to do that probably. But yeah, now we have 50% success, but 20% of this is coming from that electoral support for new law. So that is not sustainable, as in it's not going to stay if we, like, get a setback from hitting 0% success or something. Good. First tick was a success. Another success? Are we just going to get triple success on multiculturalism here? That would be pretty nice if you just get triple success. I think our odds of passing it were roughly 70% at the start and are basically 100% at this point, having 2 successes. Yeah, I think that's probably roughly the odds of passing it with like 50%, but some of it's coming from like this weird source. Also, it's interesting how advances work, where the end of discussion factor hurts advances more than you would think. Like, this shouldn't be at 0%. This should be at like 5%, right? But apparently this only gets multiplied against the pluses and not also the minuses. So we've got steel frame buildings, so that's pretty nice. I'll try to swap up to that slowly over time, and I guess I'll also go for like vulcanization, because we do have rubber a lot in our country. Plenty of rubber here in our area. So I'll start swapping up to steel frame buildings already in some of the bigger areas like Rio de Janeiro. I will need to build up some glass works for that, and steel, and explosives. Do we just get triple success? No, we don't get triple success. Okay. Okay, well, there's multiculturalism. 2 successes, 1 stall, and then another success. Pretty lucky on that multiculturalism pass, but oh, good. Now we should start getting lots of mass migrations, because I think my mass migration traction is pretty solid. Yeah, it's 73. I mean, I think that's not actually nearly the best in the world. We're only 4th right now, behind 3 of our subjects, but it is still, of course, very good, and compared to any other country that would accept like Indians or something. It's much, much higher. Oh yeah, I should be trying to get India to open their borders. That is always important for multiculturalism runs. I should have done this a lot earlier actually, but yeah, important to go for this. Oh, they actually don't accept. Is there nothing I can do to improve this? Oh no, I can promise to not trade fruit with the world market. Do I kind of need that? No, I don't. Okay. I can also promise to not trade like iron. I don't think I need iron trades, right? Yeah, I don't need iron trades. So there we go. We get, hopefully, India to pass no migration controls from that at some point. Our first new mass migration is Assyrians. I don't think that that was allowed to migrate before. It's our first new one. But definitely hoping for some much, much bigger ones soon. I really don't want the Brazilian supremacist movement to go over 50% because I think that might trigger Magnanimous Monarch to lose another point. I think it might be every time you go back under 50% on all your movements and then go back over or something. I don't know how they coded this thing because it clearly I think can happen multiple times. It's just unclear why like it wouldn't have happened like 4 times with all those sessions we had or something. Interestingly, there is 0 legitimate governments right now, or actually since the election there is now a legitimate government. Industrialists is the most legitimate government, so I guess I'll just do that. Oh, but I should actually be going for prop tax. That is like the thing I need to go for, but I guess I have to keep off the Brazilian supremacist movement, or it's under 5% support, right? So I shouldn't actually need to do this, right? Can I just go prop tax? Oh, no one likes it. Only the trade unions like prop tax. I guess I can get the trade unions in government and try to go for it. Because yeah, I really want all that money from prop tax. It is a lot of money. I'm going to move my navy over to projecting power near the Confederate States of America. Because I assume that they are minor power. Yeah, they are. They're not actually bankrupt, but they're in a good amount of debt. Yes, they're actually avoiding bankruptcy here, but I should be able to get them as a subject, hopefully. Or at least try my best to. We'll see how it goes. Oh, Japanese is a good migration to get. I'll go freedom and movement 3 to get a little bit more migration attraction. Before it was like 70. What's it now? Okay, it only increased it by like 4. Guess I need more universities and more states to increase it all the way. Oh, Ukrainian is a good mass migration as well. Yeah, Ukrainian should actually be really good as well as Japanese. Oh yeah, looks like Ukrainian is giving a lot of pops. I think this is the Ukrainian one. Yeah, it is. That's giving a lot of pops. There's nationalism. That should also complete integrating the Brazilian nation. Actually, not quite. I'm not quite. Oh, fervor is going down. Because of multiculturalism, fervor is now going down? Is that what? Yeah, that must be why. Dang, we barely don't hit 65 fervor in time. I guess because of having nationalism, now it's back up to 64, but just so close. We'll be hitting this very soon, I imagine. Okay, well, I can't let this revolution go over 50% or else we'll start getting problems with Magnanimous Monarch. So I gotta start passing like racial segregation. Unfortunately, it has to be done. And also, I can actually just like do some Grant State stuff. Once this play I'm doing with Burundi's over, I think I can Grant State between my subjects and reduce them all to puppet. Honestly, I probably could have done this a while ago, but I just kind of didn't think about it. Unfortunately, I need to start making this, or I need to stop this evil Brazilian supremacist movement. So, for some reason, I can't invade Burundi. I don't know why, but I can't invade them. There's just no battles. Huh. Okay. I could try, like, Karagwe as well and see if that creates a battle ability. I guess that's what I'll go for. Guess I should try to sign a treaty with the Confederates. They did just give me some migration, so that reminded me about them, but yeah, I'll sign a treaty like this. I'm just trying to get some leverage on them going, as well as, I guess, more involvement in the region. Yeah, okay, that's easy. 200 leverage on Confederates. Okay, now, time to do some Grant State shenanigans. Can I reduce time in Mexico? Yes. Okay. Mexico's first, then Peru, and then the other ones, because I think that's like the order of the liberty desire from least to most, because you don't want to do the ones that have the most at the start since they're already at like 100, and so they can actually get increased by the penalty from when you decrease autonomy, or I guess grant states from them. Okay, I've reduced everyone to puppet. Now I'm gonna grant everything over to Venezuela because I think it has the capital it's most important to own, and it's got like a ton of oil in that capital. And then I will annex Venezuela. Oh, I accidentally granted them my Amazonas. Let's try to not grant them more of my states, because that will just increase the infamy cost. Okay, yeah, this is quite a bit of infamy, and I guess they're pretty likely to decline, so we'll have to fight a war probably, but okay, they actually do accept. Good. Yeah, we get all that territory, which is very nice, but now I do have a lot of infamy, so it might make it a little bit harder to get the Confederates in or whatever, but yeah, that's a nice, like, doubling in GDP almost. It's time to start incorporating all of that newly acquired territory. Yeah, that's me, quite a big bureaucracy deficit. Start building up some good administrations. Alright. I guess I'll subjugate Ecuador now. Oh, I don't want to actually pass racial segregation. That would be bad. Yeah, that was actually really close to passing. Can't actually go prop tax quite yet again. I still try to pass interventionism. That'll probably help out. Because I assume I have significantly more from... Yeah, manor houses are not enough of my reinvestment for it to be worth it on agrarianism anymore. Although it is pretty close, actually. Especially when you consider government dividends, it's probably really close. I just got machine steel tools, so I guess I should start building up some rubber plantations now. And then I can start going for machine steel tools, which is always very good. Dynamite seems reasonable to go for. We still have a long time before we're gonna run out of infamy right now. Oh, I'm checking the culture map mode, and we've already got some states that have flipped cultures, even though I only went multiculturalism like a couple of years ago. I think it's like around here on the pop graph. You can see it starts going a little bit more sideways there. And we already have Japanese Mato Grosso, Ukrainian Piauí, Occitan Uruguay, and Malagasy Paraíba. That state is so Malagasy. I'm going to sign this treaty with Portugal so we can start getting leverage on them, as well as some involvement over there in Southern Europe. Don't really have much involvement there right now, but that treaty should give me a decent amount. Although I guess Portugal's not a huge portion of Southern Europe, so not a ton. Yeah, it's actually not even enough for 1,000 leverage, or 1,000 involvement. So I guess I'd want to try to sign some treaties with, like, Spain, but looks like Spain doesn't really want to sign treaties with me right now. I'm going to try to go to machine steel tools. That does cause a rubber shortage, but I think it'll be fine. I think I can just, like, build rubber and everything should kind of work out once it gets employed up. Which it should now that it's at max price. Bring the trade unions back in government so I can start going for proportional taxation again. Tense intelligentsia negotiation. Can we maybe get something anyway from this? Minus 30% bureaucracy. Might be something I would need to take here. That would be pretty bad, I guess. I mean, even this money is like almost worth it. I think I'd take minus 30% bureaucracy to try to pass this law. Oh, we can also get the industrialists negotiated out here, maybe. Could give them political concessions. 150 is kind of a lot of authority to spend, though. Heavy industries, that seems pretty reasonable. We could have like a pretty good shot at getting to 170 in 10 years, probably. So I guess I'll do that. And then from here, yeah, this law is going to have really good odds of passing. Just research dynamite, so now I can swap up to using dynamite on a bunch of stuff. Oh yeah, I have a huge bureaucracy deficit. That makes sense. Since I did take that like minus 30% bureaucracy, I should probably try to fix that. Trying to probably focus here on areas that are actually going to have good employment and stuff and low construction efficiency penalties. Nice, we're at 100 million GDP. How's migration looking? I haven't looked at that in a second. Oh, we've got another mass migration, but it looks like we're not getting too many. Just getting a little bit. I mean, we're getting a huge amount in like southern Brazil right now, but there's not that many pops there to begin with, so even if it's like plus 100%, it's not that crazy. I'm slowly swapping up more to steel frame right now, because I am getting more money, especially once we get prop tax. But right now I have a lot of investment pool. That's why even though I'm like minus 50k, investment pool is plus 80k, so I'm feeling good to keep increasing steel a little bit more right now. Get it up a little bit. 567 or 573 construction. That seems pretty solid for now. Border crossing. No, we don't want to take some infamy or hurt our relation with France right now. Um, where should I build this up in? Baguio actually seems kind of okay, but that construction efficiency from unincorporated state is pretty bad. Yeah, I gotta keep building stuff up in like Brazil for now until we get that construction efficiency solved in the rest of the country, which is 5 years away for most of the country. Yeah, it's 5 years away for everything in the New World, seemingly. Oh, total separation? That might be worth passing. Yeah, that's probably worth passing. Oh, the United States is communist now. Interesting. That's really rare for a US to go communist, I feel. They're a major power, but did they just go bankrupt? No, they're not bankrupt, but they are dropping to minor power despite not being bankrupt, which is interesting. Only 7 million of debt. Okay, they're not actually dropping to minor power anymore. I don't know what changed. Oh, they got 45 from time modifier, populated nation, and acquired Alaska. Dang. If they dropped to minor power, that would have been real nice. There's prop tax. Now I'm making very good money. I think I can swap everything to steel frame now. That's going to cause some shortages. Yeah, glass and whatever. What do I have? Lead mines. Rio Grande do Sul. You'll get some lead mines and then some glass works. I guess I have to rival the UK because I need more influence right now. I'm trying to sign a treaty with the Confederates here. I just use Make This Work, which offers ridiculous amounts of money, but we can just offer them reasonable amount of money. I need to get military access in that because I'm not getting enough leverage on them. I'm still not getting nearly enough leverage. Dang, I need to get block cohesion back up above 80, I guess. It's not quite easy. Maybe just increasing government wages will be enough, actually. Yeah, okay, that does it. Probably just go to low government wages. And then that way I'm at 80 cohesion. Just about. Does that bring me up enough? That does bring me to 203, which I guess is good. I'm not so sure that that's going to work, though, if it's that close. I guess I'll pick up Food Standardization 3. I think one SOL more is going to be useful at my current SOL. I think it's time to unpause these colonies. My colonies over in Africa are getting kind of close to being out of places to colonize with quinine. If I put my navy over, I guess I could go start colonizing in like Equatoria and stuff. But I do kind of need it here right now to keep my involvement up here. Yeah. Oh, I don't know what. Oh, did the Confederates change power rankings or something? I don't know why. It must have been Confederates changing power ranking because suddenly I have so much leverage target towards them. Yeah, nice. We get Confederates in the block. Now I can start bringing this navy over to someplace else. And I think that someplace else is going to be sort of the entire Mediterranean. Because I want to be able to colonize into Equatoria, and I want to get involvement in like Southern Europe for Portugal and maybe some Italian countries or something. Maybe the Balkans could be good as well. I think it just makes sense to cover the Mediterranean because you get more sort of effective. You get more total involvement the more regions you target. I think max taxes are starting to look reasonable now because, yeah, my SL is pretty significantly above minimum expected. So I think I can just run max taxes and then go a little bit more into construction and try to build up with all these peasants we have. Yeah, we got 8 million peasants to try to employ right now. It's going to be good to try to employ them. Gotta do my best. Spain offers to form an alliance with me. I guess I'll take it. I don't think Spain is like a small enough country that I could really subjugate them. Yeah, they're a great power. So having them as an ally to call into wars will be kind of nice, especially if I want to fight like France. Having a border will be useful. Okay, Spain immediately calls me in with call ally against Russia, which is not ideal, but we can just capitulate out of the war. It's not a big deal. Or Spain can just back down. Bringing back our former colonizers into the block. Portugal, welcome in. That gives me up to 10 members, so I can add my final principal slot now. I guess I'll go companies. I'm going to go for right of assembly because my trade unions were mad, giving me that minus 10% state construction efficiency, which is really bad. State construction efficiency is one of the most important modifiers to not have negative. This coup seems pretty unbeatable. Unfortunately, it's gaining, or actually, it's only gaining 3 per week right now. So if I go minimum taxes, I think I can prevent the coup. I guess this coup isn't that bad to lose to because it does just pass dedicated police force, but then I think the trade unions would be mad again, so I don't really want to have that happen. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to make this coup fail. Oh, I don't know if I can prevent the coup, actually. Yeah, actually, because we got some like more events now, it seems pretty unstoppable. So, or not more events. It's actually just I got worthless words from the church thing failing, so can't really do this. But I can maybe delay it till we get right of assembly passed. I just go like medium taxes or something. Maybe we can just wait till we get right of assembly done. Okay, there's right of assembly. Now I'm just gonna go to max taxes and accept we're gonna lose to the coup. Oh, does it actually unenact law? No, it doesn't. Okay. So that's not a big deal then. I guess in terms of next thing to go for, malaria prevention. I should also start expanding construction again some more. And definitely, that's maybe a little bit overkill, but it should be fine, honestly. My interest rate's probably not that bad. Yeah, it's only 4%, so I can afford to run basically however much debt I want. And there's the coup. We get dedicated police force from it, which I guess that's pretty nice. It will help me reduce terminal effects slightly. Yeah. I didn't actually pass interventionism. I'm gonna give that another go. I can go companies 3. That'll give me my third company slot, which we can go for the coal company. And then I need to stop suppressing the Brazilian supremacist movement. Go max government wages. And then I can go iron mines, coal mines. I'll actually remove the consumption tax on services real quick. And then monopolize coal and I guess sulfur. And then go down to minimum government wages. You also start trying to get some leverage on Hungary and Croatia because they seem pretty easy to get leverage on. I don't want to give them so much money. I have no idea why this thing doesn't cap it at 7,500 as the maximum money transfer it will do. Because that's usually the most acceptance. But yeah, I'm just going to do some treaties real quick. Trying to get all these countries into my block. Because I'm going to make Brazil as big as possible. Oh, the French Commune has appeared. Doesn't matter too much. Oh, there's another play for Italian leadership. I wonder if we could join either side for subjugation. I doubt it, but maybe there's a chance. There's probably not, but we'll take a look at how it's looking for joining Tuscany. Minus 163. Two Sicilies is minus 141. Tuscany would be easier when you consider defensive pact stuff, but they're not in debt. So that's not a good sign. Two Sicilies is in a little bit of debt, but yeah, I don't think this is really doable. Wow, we actually failed nation building. I did not get enough fervor. Dang, that fervor requirement's tough. I guess I needed to get more casualties, I guess. The problem is, as my population grew, the amount of casualties as a percentage of the population keeps going down. So I guess you just need to get into a lot of wars if you want to be able to get to 65 fervor, or research like pan-nationalism early or something. It's really tough to get up to that 65 fervor requirement, especially if you're rushing multiculturalism. But it doesn't actually matter that much. We just don't get the upsides because we have no Solista Pops, and Magnanimous Monarch is not going to pass anyway. Pedro's health is going down, so now he can finally die. I guess that's the requirement to actually be able to abdicate the throne. But it doesn't matter at this point. Once he dies, we will become a republic, I guess. And subjugate the Confederate States of America. Nice. Now, I could go for a war on USA and try to, like, weaken them. That might be pretty good. Try to weaken them to their minor power and then subjugate them at some point later. Yeah, I'm gonna war America. But the question is army size. Or, like, what do we do to their army? They're actually in a lot of debt. They're in 17 million debt. Maybe I actually don't have to fight them. Maybe they'll just go bankrupt. But I probably should fight them. Just this battalion count is a little bit worrying. So actually, maybe I need to try to conquer up a pathway here. That might take a minute, though. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of infamy to conquer up through all these countries. I guess I could just protectorate them all. That's probably much more infamy efficient to just go for protectorates all the way up. That's what I guess I'll do, and we'll take a look on how USA's debt's doing. If it's going up a lot, then I'll maybe consider leaving them alone and just letting them go bankrupt, because their GDP is not really going up at all. Getting some Japanese migrants, that's very nice. I did just recently pass interventionism, which is also very, very good for the economy. Trying to build up GDP. I guess I should also get some construction sectors going. I think we can afford a good amount more construction at the moment. Why are these states such negative construction efficiency? What? Why are they minus 30%? Oh, it's just the Amazon rainforest. Should start developing the Amazonian states. I can subjugate Portugal. I think that's my last independent country in the bloc. Yeah, I can do that. That will hurt my leverage on Croatia and Hungary, but good to get them subjugated. I should really get a bigger army going for keeping people like or subjects like the Confederates in check. That's going to be pretty worth doing. Yeah, I'll start building up a little bit of a larger army for that, so they don't gain liberties there. I guess I'm going to rival Germany because I need some more influence, and Greece. That way I get some more influence so I can improve relations with Honduras. And I guess I should start improving relations with some of these British colonies over here, because I do want to fight Britain to transfer those at some point, so I want them to like me at least a little bit. Made up a bit of a university in Bahia, because I need some more tech spread going. I am kind of behind on tech, or at least I have a lot of techs that I can potentially spread, so that'll be good. I just need to build up some stuff for the economy. This budget is pretty barely sustainable, so I don't want to like go too much harder, but it should be fine to keep it at like this level. I also put a consumption tax on services back now that I have the authority. I should research civilizing mission. I have the tech progress to do that. That'll let me survey the Panama, which I guess I'll do. Populating the Americas, but yeah, that also gives me that. I could use authority to and influence, I guess, to get some European migration from this. I don't think that's necessarily worth it because it's just like one mass migration. I'm gonna go for turtle separation because that'll make the industrialists pretty happy since they have a positivist in charge, and I would like to get that plus 20% investment pool contribution efficiency. That's a little bit nice. I'm back to look at the culture map mode. We can see South Germans has taken over Mato Grosso. Afro-American have taken over Piauí and Maranhão. Malagasy is still by far the majority in Paraíba somehow. And we only have a couple states that are Brazilian, around as many states that are Afro-Brazilian. I guess slightly more states that are Brazilian, but these are the bigger states actually that are Afro-Brazilian. How's our cultural distribution looking? Most Brazilians, then Afro-Brazilians, Mexicans, South Italians. We got so many South Italians. That's actually a lot. Yeah, so many South Italians have migrated over here. Wow. Surveyed the Panama Isthmus. Now I can build the Panama Canal. A little extra thing. I have so much extra construction to spend. It is a little bit hard to remember to spend this much construction. I should, I guess, put on some auto expands, but honestly, they barely ever use your construction because they can only build one building at a time, so it's kind of useless because as a player, you always want to be building like 10 buildings in a state at a time, or else it's like kind of a waste of time. But I guess for the AI, it's not like a waste of time because you're not doing anything to do it, but it's just a little bit not that useful. I mean, I guess you have to press the auto expand button, which is kind of annoying. I should turn up some PMs actually. Not everything's on like quite the right PM that it should be on probably. Although majority of stuff seems to be on the right PM because my GDP is not really changing. But it doesn't change even when you change things to the right PM very much actually. There is total separation. I can invite Croatia into the block. Hungary is next. It's pretty close to being invited. I'm gonna try to get some more leverage on Tuscany because I'm actually trending towards positive leverage on them already. So it'd be nice to get up to 200 on them. They don't actually control as many states anymore. I guess they got like cut down to size or something. Two Sicilies I can probably go for as well. See how much stuff I can conquer or subjugate. I guess I should rival the Netherlands. I just need more influence right now. and Bulgaria. Just need to get as much influence as possible, really. I'm starting to build up a lot of universities here in Dahomey because my tech spread is not very good. I want to get my tech spread up a lot. That should like almost double my tech spread. At least the unspent innovation will be doubled. And I'm gonna get a lot of more tech spread from that, which will help reduce ahead of time penalty on like compressed ignition, which is gonna be the main long-term tech we want to get, but also like malaria prevention and I guess a little bit for multilateral alliances. Although it'll be a little bit late for that. I'm not sure that it will actually have an effect. I'm also really surprised how few immigrants we've been getting from India. Their borders have been open for like at least 9 years, and I still seemingly have not gotten like any immigrants from them. I have a couple of like this culture, but I believe that's just from Travancore. Tuscany wishes to join the bloc. Nice. I think I can also get Hungary in. There are actually only 45% chance accepting via that method. This method, 70%. Okay. Nice. Getting some more big countries into the bloc. 3 years till I can subjugate Croatia. How's Spain doing in terms of... Oh, Spain is a minor power. They got some pretty big prestige penalties, so maybe I can try to get Spain into the bloc. That would be pretty good if we can. It might be a little bit difficult, but I'll give it a go. Let's see. How's our leverage on Spain looking? We have pretty good involvement here, so there's a chance. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. 165 leverage advantage, although I guess we do need to get it to 200. So could I get my... Oh, my involvement's going to 10k. That might actually be enough. Once this gets to over 9,000, we'll go from plus 25 to plus 50% leverage in the area, which will help out good. Only thing is... yeah, we're at the cohesion level we're going to stay at for sure now. We're not going to go below 60, so I guess that should be good. Can I get more stuff with Tuscany? I mean, Two Sicilies, because getting them into the block would be nice. Yeah, it looks like that'll be enough for Two Sicilies. And then we're also getting Spain. Germany's trying to humiliate me. I'm going to transfer Kutai because that looks like it should be pretty easy to take, and we just need to have some sort of wiggle that we can enforce so that we can get out of this war. India side with Germany? That's unfortunate and weird. Unfortunately, I have to redirect my navy from doing all this. Actually, I should cancel that and put this navy back on projecting power here because I kind of need to keep my projection up. But what I can do is split off a couple of troops, like 10 or 11, and that should easily be enough. What did I just do? Okay, I think I did nothing actually. There we go. Just split off 10. And then these guys can help invade Kutai. It looks like I need to build up more naval administrations because some of my ships are just staying here because I don't have enough. Yeah, that'll be good to build up another, like, 30. Got the Panama Canal. I just need to build up a naval fort and see if we can toll it. I don't think that there's very much trade going through here, so it wouldn't toll very much, but we can toll it a little bit. I need so much more infrastructure for Dahomey because I built so many universities. I gotta build a bunch of railways to solve that. I should maybe build even more universities. Really. What are we tech spreading? Identification documents. It's, yeah, basically just as fast to research identification documents first. It would have been faster actually if I swapped a little bit earlier. And then from there, I guess I will just go malaria prevention. My naval invasion canceled. I don't know why it does that sometimes. I'll just try again. I just got a migration from Western Australia. I'm very surprised to see Western Australia have control over all of Australia. That's pretty rare. I think they're one of the weaker ones at the start. So interesting to see them control all of Australia now. They're not called Australia though, because they have not finished colonizing. It takes quite a while to colonize now that they made it all start uncolonized. Before, all of Queensland started colonized. Now it's super uncolonized at the start. Oh, yeah, here we are. We're now a republic because our ruler died. Pedro died, and now we are the presidential republic. Because, you can't be, the people can't be letting a woman take charge. Because I guess there's too many revolutions, so we lost too many magnanimous monarch points. I guess I could go for the other Brazil achievement, although I already have it, I think. Where is that one? Yeah, Estado Novo. Make Getulio Vargas the leader of your nation. I actually don't know how to do that. Although, maybe we failed the New Republic journal entry already. I'm not actually sure if I have effectively failed that by not agreeing to cancel the monarchy earlier on. I think to get Getulio Vargas, we need this populist unrest journal entry. I remember this journal entry is really unstable from when I've done it before. Like, it sort of either instantly works or it doesn't. Okay, leverage on Spain is good. I can now invite them into the block. They don't really want to join, but for the low price of some money, we should get them guaranteed in. Okay, we don't actually have to give them nearly that much. I can give them like 4,500. Yeah. There we go. Spain in the block, as well as 2 Sicilies. Very good, very good. The Brazilian expansion into Southern Europe is going very well. And it looks like Spain has actually gone bankrupt, so we're going to be able to subjugate them. I don't think they lose enough bankruptcy penalty within 5 years to be unsubjugatable. Oh, it's time to build up some government administrations, because I'm in a little bit of tax capacity shortage and bureaucracy shortage at the country. Also, my budget is not doing so good, although I kind of need to build up a bit of a bigger navy right now. Go like steamships and stuff. I want to build up a big navy so that I can transport troops across the Atlantic, because I want to like liberate Occitania, maybe go for that into the block as well. I still don't have ironclads, unfortunately. That's one of the reasons we need more tech spread, so I can get all these military techs I don't have. Yeah, ironclad's kind of important. I should swap up all my PMs so that I'm not using any clippers anymore. I forgot to go up to steam trains. Oops. Shipyards and stuff need to be onto the right PM. Where are my shipyards? There they are. I'm gonna make peace with Germany, just giving their subject, or giving them investment rights in Peru. I was thinking that was Shandong, which was their subject asking for investment rights, but apparently that's actually the flag of Peru. They just wanted investment rights in Peru. That does not really matter to me. Would have been nice to get Spain as a subject here, but I don't think I can, unfortunately. No one seems to be wanting to support the revolt. I could maybe yo-yo sway here. I don't think my odds of getting a yo-yo sway here are even worth trying, though. Because when I unally Spain, I lose 50 acceptance, and I don't think I can get that back. Maybe with ideological differences in military support, I could get back to positive, but it doesn't look very easy. Are they in another war with Galicia now? That doesn't change that they don't want my support, right? Yeah, it doesn't change it. I get 10 legitimacy for beating government coffee with milk? No, I haven't actually beaten it. This is just a random event that can fire from coffee and milk? Okay, that's nice. 10 legitimacy based on how much government clout you have, or up to 10 legitimacy. Yeah, that seems pretty nice. Kind of wish I had mutual funds for commercialized agriculture. The reason this made me think of that is commercialized agriculture makes you fail coffee with milk, but I do just kind of need to do that. We're not currently spreading that one, but I should probably just build more university. I mean, I need more money. I'm kind of running out of money, but the bureaucracy still isn't built yet, so once that's built, I should be a little bit better. Okay, there's a lot of stuff happening to Spain. I think I kind of need to help Spain win these wars. I'm going to join these 2 wars, because I think, no, it looks like Spain is actually fine. I was just a little bit concerned because they are bankrupt. So Spain's not doing so well in their civil war. They have 1.5 thousand power projection. I guess that's actually about enough, but to be safe, I'm going to enforce military access on Portugal into the wars that I'm in. I should have joined the revolt against this one, but it's a little bit too late to do that. Yeah, that probably would have made the things a lot less worrisome, because the revolt is pushing into Spain pretty significantly. Also, I want to sign a treaty with Egypt, because I'm trying to get enough involvement over here in order to start colonizing into Equatoria. I need to give them a little bit more money than that. 4,500. There we go. Get our treaty in with Egypt. Trying to colonize into Equatoria. Also want to colonize into more other stuff, but I need to revoke claim with Oman, I guess, if I want to do that. Well, Tuscany and 2 Sicilies have called me into wars with Russia and Germany. That's not ideal, but I guess it's fine. I think I actually need to delete a little bit of construction. Go down to like 3.5k or something. I think this budget's a little bit not sustainable. Yeah, just don't want to go bankrupt here. That would be pretty bad if I went bankrupt. Trying to build up some oil, although maybe I should just not be building up oil right now because we don't have too many uses for oil at the moment. Oh, India has sided with Germany again. That's not ideal. Britain joins Germany. I'm going to conquer Guyana. It'd be a nice thing to take for cleaning up the borders a little bit. I love stealing every single German into Brazil. There's no more such thing as a German person. These populations of these states seem awfully low. I feel like that's a pretty low population for West Point. It's as if all their population is getting sent to me or something. No, that couldn't be possibly happening. I actually only have 2 million not Germans. I'm surprised based on how underpopulated West Prussia is. Is it actually just that unpopulated naturally? Huh. I don't know what happened. I feel like that state should have more pops than that. Oh yeah, I can start colonizing Equatoria now, which is good. The landowners are getting this oligarchic trait, which honestly is a pretty good trait. It supports a lot of pretty good laws, except for like hating proportional tax. All this is pretty nice. I guess also not liking commercialized agriculture as much as tenant farmers is bad. But I mean, this is a pretty nice ideology they're getting. Getting close to finishing positive stage. This is always good because it gets you some tech speed. Although it seems like it's kind of random how much tech speed it gives, or at least it's like a non-even number. So that makes me feel like it must be based on something other than hard-coded value. Like I feel like it's normally 22%, which is not a value you'd expect to be hard-coded. I am getting naval invaded, so I do need to actually mobilize this army. I'm getting quadruple naval invaded. No, triple naval invaded. I got confused by the involvement text. How's my Liberty Czar looking for all my subjects? Okay, it's actually looking really good, so I'm going to start reducing autonomy like Ecuador, Confederate States. Plus 20% military research speed is pretty nice. Maybe I should use that to quickly research ironclads. I really want ironclads because I want to have the ability to actually send an army to Europe so I can do stuff. Yeah, there's the 22% tech research speed. I guess maybe this is just a normal hard-coded value because I did predict it exactly, but it feels weird for it to just be that random value. I mean, I guess it's 15% times 1.5. And to subjugate Croatia, I imagine Hungary is next. Yeah, they're pretty close. Should be able to do them as soon as I get back up to 50 cohesion. It's like how I need to improve relations with Liberia right now. They're the country that dislikes me the most in the block. Slowly got to subjugate all the people that I've gotten into the block recently, like Spain. Although I guess I kind of want to keep my cohesion up so I can make sure Spain doesn't like leave the block, although it looks pretty secure. Okay, supply ship construction is costing me an insane amount of money. I actually need to allocate way less shipyard stuff to it. Why does it cost so much money to build supply ships? I don't know. My budget is like not looking that good though in general. I need to try and fix that. But that is going to be a little bit difficult to fix because I got this little bit part of my country occupied right now, and that's sort of the main problem right now, I think. I'm trying to figure out what to do, but I don't think there's really much that I can. Oh, Tuscany is losing this war? I did not realize that Tuscany was losing this war. That's actually unfortunate. Huh. I can actually do a land invasion with this army that's apparently just stationed in Dutch Senegal. I don't know why I have military access to Dutch Senegal, but I can invade through here and hopefully liberate like Dahomey so I stop having a ton of penalties on all that universities. Oh, that's a really easy technocracy pass. I'll go for that. There's ironclads unlocked. Now I can start building up ironclads. Or can I refit my ships? I actually have never refit before. Retrofit? Ships are already up to date? What if I wait a Monday tick? Does that change it and let them upgrade? No. Okay, so I guess I'm just gonna build some ironclads then. Yeah, I'm just gonna spam out 100 early ironclads. And then now we're back to malaria prevention. Subjugate Hungary. I'll do that, and then Spain will be next, I think. Make peace with Britain, finally. I'm gonna give them investments in Chile in exchange for Guyana. Seems like a pretty good deal. I should maybe decide what I'm gonna do with France. Also, now that I'm at peace, I can try to deal with this Gobir uprising. Except that I don't have military access. Can I get military access through British Senegal? They hate me. Will they keep hating me? They will keep hating me. Can I just get military access through everyone to get through here? I'll try to do that. If I could just get military access through all these countries, that would be pretty convenient. Uh, these ones don't want to give me military access. Oh, you do. Okay, that should work. Let's just see what we get in terms of military access. Do I get enough military access from that? I do. There's malaria prevention. I should try to get involvement over in Western Africa. For some reason, my fleet all merged up. I don't know how that happened. I'm pretty confident I had it set to not merge, like I had it in separate army or separate navies, but I'm gonna go bring one of these fleets down here to try to get involvement throughout Africa so that I can colonize more. For now, I'll just colonize in Zambia, I guess, but I should be able to do a little bit more once I get more involvement in Equatorial Africa. Yeah, it's Equatorial Africa. Just got technocracy. That I guess gets me onto appointed bureaucrats or elect or hereditary. I guess it swapped it between the two, but we ended up on elected, no, appointed. So filters, available companies. What company do I want? I think furniture. Or I could go for motor company, but I don't even have motors unlocked yet, so I think furniture makes more sense right now. I could also go for food company, I guess, but I think I'm set on furniture as my next company. So I'm looking for that. I don't actually see it. That's weird. Here it is. Okay. I need a little bit more authority. I could remove some consumption taxes. Fruit looks to not be very profitable anymore. Yeah, I'll just get rid of that and then monopolize lead. Lead is the main thing I'm going for here. Oh, India has uprise from the British. My infamy is about to hit 0, and I'm not in any major wars. So I think I can just capitulate out of this war with Russia, by the way. But yeah, I'm thinking I want to go for a protectorate on USA because they have dropped to minor power status. I guess they just like didn't grow their economy enough, so now they're a minor power. So I can protectorate them. And yeah, that's going to be a big protectorate to have. Big, very big. I've got enough involvement over here now, so I can start colonizing. Nice. I'm gonna go state atheism because it'll make a bunch of people happy. I'm trying to make the trade unions not have minus 10% state construction efficiency. It's very unfortunate that Spain is back to being a major power, so I'm not able to subjugate them. They're in a little bit of debt, but not very much, so I kind of doubt they're gonna go back to being a minor power. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I guess I can subjugate two Sicilies. Oh no, they're in a diplo play still against Russia, I guess. No, they're against Germany now, actually. Okay, well, I guess I should reduce some people's autonomy. That seems like a good thing to go for. I'll reduce Portugal and El Salvador. Okay, we're now state atheist, so I guess we'll see if anything flips atheist. It probably won't flip before I quit the run. Let's take a look at our state. So we just got a combustion engine as well. I guess I should actually start building that before I then look at the culture map mode. Where do we have a lot of peasants? Patagonia. This state has for some reason just had a lot of peasants for a while, and it can't seem to not have construction penalties. Oh, it has the Andes. That would explain why it has a construction penalty, but I don't know why there's so many pops here. Yeah, looks like a bunch of Brazilians migrated here. I don't really know why. Maybe there's gold? No, there's no gold, so I don't really know why so many pops migrated here. That seems pretty weird. I guess there's a decent amount of arable land, but still seems a little bit odd for quite that many pops to have migrated over there. Oh, I enforced on USA. That's nice. I can start improving relations with them now. I got my first Indian migration. It's of Marathis. Technically, it's not India anymore, but Bengal is basically India. I think they even have Indian cultures. Yeah, they have Indian cultures. It's just like a weird thing where sometimes they're not actually called India. I think that happens with the revolt if it's not an Indian national movement. I can actually I can afford to expand construction by a solid 1,500 minimum. I'm not sure exactly how much, but at least like, yeah, that should be sustainable, I think. I'm gonna start going for Colonial Offices 3 as a replacement. I'm gonna go for Colonial Offices 3 real quick as a replacement for Freedom of Movement because I want to get that minus infantry generation against unmechanized powers, so I can release a subject to annex USA with and have it be as cheap as possible. Also, I'm on my 5th company now. So I'm trying to think. I don't necessarily want to go for a motor company because I could eventually establish Ford. So I kind of don't want to do that. Oh, I should also be sorting by available companies. I forgot to do that. It's so weird that you have to do that now. Although, I mean, it's nice to have the other sort options, but I mean, I guess I could actually just sort by what I want. I forgot that they have all those other sort options now. I'm trying to remember what I actually want right now, though. I guess I'm going oil company. Yeah, we'll need oil at some point. It's good to get this. Interesting I have so much authority. I actually don't know why I have so much authority. Well, it's nice to be able to go that without needing to do anything else. Just get power plants and oil monopolized for the company. I have not using my construction. I need to build more ironclads with my naval construction. Yeah, I can subjugate 2 Sicilies now. Now I can start working on other countries I want to subjugate if I want. Once I get my cohesion back, at least. And if I get a new navy going, I can consider going for other places. I guess I have enough involvement base here now, right? Yeah, I have 1,500. So now I can go send this navy to go project power like somewhere else. Or this navy. Oh wait, both are here? Okay, I don't need that much navy here. I'm easily hitting 5k. I can go bring this navy to project power somewhere else. Or actually, it is projecting power in Africa. It's just also in Europe. Okay, so where would I benefit? Could we maybe get like the Nordics? I mean, maybe. Maybe it's worth a shot. I'll bring my navy up there and get some stuff over the Nordics. It's like basically no one is putting leverage into Norway, so I'll try to get Norway on my block. They should be pretty easy. Okay, I don't want to give them that much money. I'll give them like 4,000. Wait, was that a Bengali mass migration? I think it might have been. Yeah, it is. Okay, that's gonna be a lot of pops. Not that tick, we're not getting any, but the ticks where we get migration from Bengali, it's gonna be pretty big. Like, yeah, we were getting like 100k at the start. I think I forgot to actually check the culture map mode last time. North Italians have taken over Para. That looks like the main change. Also, I guess Afro-Americans lost control of Piauí. Slowly, as assimilation happens, more and more stuff is just turning into regular Brazilian. You can see before it was actually close to Afro-Brazilian in terms of our biggest culture, but now it is 2.5 times Afro-Brazilian in pops. Only one state is Afro-Brazilian plurality now. So it's definitely shrunk a lot. We got a lot of immigrants now. 5 million Spanish, 4.5 million Occitans, 4.5 million Japanese, 4 million South Italians, and so many other immigrant groups. I've gotten up to Colonial Affairs 5, so now it's time to release Maya and start granting them some states. I'm gonna grant them pretty much everything so that I can then annex it. Oh yeah, actually first I have to grant USA some of the Confederate states so that I can reduce them to a puppet, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to, what's it called? I'm not going to be able to subjugate them. Or I'm not going to grant their states to the Mayans, I mean. That's what I should have said originally. I just didn't say that. Or maybe that's what people mean by I mean. But also, like, I don't know if that's what I meant originally. Anyway, I'm going to grant all the states now. Okay, I can now annex Maya. There we go. Big Brazil expansion to 700 million GDP now. The Confederates actually had more GDP than the normal US because I guess the US is just really poor and the Confederates were able to utilize our amazing market to expand. But now we will fix the US. The US has got tons of oil and stuff, so we can do a lot with all this land, and of course it's got some great companies for me to use eventually. I'm getting mass migrations from China. Did they open their borders? No. What? They have closed borders? I didn't think that was possible. Yeah, I can build the Statue of Liberty for extra migration attraction. Maybe I should have conquered that earlier, because that would have been a little bit nice to have, although migration attraction isn't that important, so it doesn't matter much. But I guess it's nice to get more migrants. I think it does slightly increase the amount of migrants you get, at least within your own market, but I think it can also impact mass migrations give. Actually, I'm not sure at all about that. Bro, this fleet is getting huge again. I don't know why it's not actually getting sent to the other. Oh, I think the problem is that these other navies that I was trying to send it to are actually just trying to merge with the other navy, and then yeah, that's what causes the issue. Okay, that actually makes sense now. I need to build more naval administrations, but after I do that, what I need to do is ship some troops over to Europe because I want to invade France. I want to liberate Occitania and conquer French Guyana. That's what do I want to do? So let's send the army over to Catalonia. This army, or this navy. Oh, I actually have a positivist in charge, so I'm going to complete the new machine. I think this might be my first time ever completing the new machine. I thought it was my industrialist because I've had them be positivist this game, but apparently it's the other interest groups in government. I did not realize that was happening. That's interesting. Gujarati mass migration. I saw, yeah, I got a Bengali one here in Amazonas. Nice to get another one, but yeah, new machine completing. This is actually my first time completing this journal entry. It doesn't really do much, but I guess we get 5% throughput for however long that lasts. I don't think it's very long, but... Oh, I need compulsory primary school. Okay, I guess I'm passing compulsory primary school, except I'm not, because apparently positivists don't like that. Okay, can I get the trade unions in government? No. If we kick out the industrialists? No. We kick out the intelligentsia? No. Okay, so I don't think that that's actually doable then. Unless I can get, like, the labor movement. No, it's activist and it doesn't want that. Okay, well, I don't think there's much I can do then. Nice zeppelins. I'm going back from colonial offices to freedom of movement. I just got up in the air. Also, I realized my army is not actually over there. I'm going to try to send it over again, because I didn't actually send it multiple times. Once that army arrives, I can try to invade France using up in the air. Also, Portugal had this little uprising, which I guess I'll deal with once this army is over there. I'll try to use a different army, of course. Okay, it's time for war with France. Conquer French Guyana. Liberate Occitania. And Algeria, I guess. I will call Spain into the war with France so that I get my border. Oh, this general died. I wonder if that has to do with why the full thing didn't transfer over. Or if that army just never got a general, actually, because it split like that. Anyways, there's still no front, apparently. That's weird. Hopefully a front will appear. If not, I can always land invade. Yeah, okay, so no front appeared, but I should just be able to start invasions. And that'll work. Yeah. It's kind of weird how fronts don't appear occasionally. Oh, the real front appeared, but our invasions are still gonna work. I don't know why they have earthquakes sometimes in Victoria 3. The whole screen is shaking right now because there's an earthquake in the game. That's not like... Oh, that's just like a thing that happens sometimes. It has really confused me sometimes, thinking like my eyes are going crazy, but apparently earthquakes are just a feature. Oh, I actually just double clicked, but I clicked the right option, so I guess I don't need to reload. We got the, like, what's it called? World ending event. No, the Spectre haunting the world event, and we got regulatory bodies from it. That's what happened, I'm pretty sure. I just accidentally clicked over that instantly. Oh, I do kind of need to worry about this front over here in Guyana. The French are actually winning that front. I need to raise a lot of conscripts for that. Go luxurious supplies. Bunch of skirmish. We do have shrapnel unlocked now, so I should make my conscripts shrapnel instead of lancers. Because shrapnel is much, much better than lancers, although lancers are better than mobile artillery by a lot. We got political agitation, so I guess that will mean the populist unrest will start. No, actually I have to not have the landowners in government for that, and I think this is... No, these are two separate, at least one of these. We would need wealth voting or landed voting for that, since we have technocracy. Populist uprising won't actually happen. Okay. France is getting crushed in Europe. We already have Rhone, Aquitaine, and Languedoc. How's my military airships? Yeah, I still got 15 months. We're going to easily make it to Paris. Getting a bit of a peasant movement right now, so I'm going to start passing commercialized agriculture. Yeah, there's peace with France. Nice. Occitania is liberated. Now I can try to get that into my block. Oh, also Norway can invite them into my block. Easy. And then now I can go for Occitania. Shouldn't be too hard. And then also maybe like Sweden. How's leverage on Sweden? Yeah, that looks pretty doable. Just need to get some basic stuff. It's a little bit hard to get them to accept this, but I should be able to do it. Just give them some money. Or it's actually... No, they accept that now all of a sudden, even though Oh wait, were they actually just minus 30 before? I thought they were minus 50 or so. Okay, that should give me good leverage on them. Yeah, that's plus 200. Okay, good. And Occitania plus 400. Oh, we got a strike. Yeah, I need to get more government administrations to level up workplace safety office. That's should be good, what the strike wants. Nice thing that we didn't upgrade it already, so that I can just do that. Because otherwise, you have to pass like welfare, which is not nice. Got compression ignition. That's going to be good. I should turn up oil rigs to use that PM, and then also everything can now demand infinite oil. Probably not diesel engines, although maybe I should go diesel engines. I should go brine electrolysis, I think. And electric sewing machines. We'll just turn everything up. We're gonna figure it out eventually. Get everything right. Yeah, I need to turn up all the mines to diesel pump. That's definitely a good thing to go for. Diesel pump always worth it. You guys got a big GDP bump from turning iron mines onto diesel pump. How's the oil prices looking now? They're actually pretty high, so I should build up a bunch of oil rigs probably. And actually construction sectors. I need more construction. It's like I got elevators since I last built up so I can get more per state. And then, yeah, I just need to spam oil rigs wherever I can. I guess they're not actually that profitable right now. I'm going to need to get a little bit more demand from them. I guess I can just build up a little bit. I can turn up a bit of my motor industries onto diesel engines. Sure, Pernambuco, you can get a diesel engine motor industry. Commercialized agriculture achieved. So I'm going to level up workplace safety office so I can get that strike dealt with. Invite Occitania to the block. Sweden, I'm not getting enough leverage on. Yeah, I'm not getting quite enough leverage on them. Let's try to improve that. Or I need to improve relations, I guess, because they don't like me right now. They're antagonistic, actually. I'm gonna establish a food company. Spain has actually been buying all my food, so I had to like manually build up some food industries because they bought all my food industries. Now I don't have a treaty with them though, so they can't buy my food industries anymore. But I want that birth rate. That's the main thing for this company. So I'll give it a monopoly though. The reason I decided not to establish a motor company is I'm waiting for Ford. It's only 6 years away. I'm gonna get macroeconomics around that time. And I'm gonna put power plants onto the good PM. Also diesel trains. But I'm gonna put power plants on the right PM. I did just step up to electric arc process, so I need more power plants as well. Building up a lot of them right now in all these states that are super, super profitable. Meeting the strike, giving me a bunch of loyalists. That's gonna be really nice. Getting rid of the 50 million radicals I have, bring it down to maybe 30 million or something. Yeah, 35 million. That'll help out not having as many turmoil issues. I just constructed a skyscraper. I should make sure that's on trade nexus because that's more useful than the other one in my opinion. Or really, it's not really that much of an opinion because the other one only works in the capital state or in the state you have it in, whereas the trade nexus works throughout your whole country. We can invite Sweden and Puerto Rico to the block. Nice. Can I subjugate Occitania yet? No, not quite yet. I'm going to start building up a new army because I want to have some more armies going so that I can be prepared for a war against the UK. I want to fight the UK soon, so I need to be prepared for that war. Should be coming pretty soon. My balance has been getting so positive. I didn't realize quite how positive my balance was getting. Because I guess my GDP just is growing absurdly fast. I'm at 1.5 billion, and my GDP last time I built construction was probably like 1 billion. It's gone up a ton. I can afford a lot more construction. If I'm tech spreading at all, I should probably build up like 1,000 universities at this point. Nebraska, welcome to having 500 universities. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Just got macroeconomics, also antibiotics. I'm about to get in like the same tick. I should have swapped to antibiotics a little bit earlier, I think. But that's nice to get this company slot. Although actually, I need to wait another 33 months to use it. Or maybe we can save like a month if I research mass surveillance right now. And then I guess I go paved roads. Or I should just go paved roads, realistically. Yeah, I can subjugate Occitania now. That's nice. Guess like Norway and Sweden will be next. If I get enough. Yeah, I'll get enough cohesion, of course. Oh, nice. We got a cautious character as our chief executive of Brazil. That's pretty convenient for our war against the UK soon. I have so much money. I guess I can just build more construction and more army. Yeah, I can afford so much army. That's gonna be pretty nice for the war against the UK here soon, which I should be trying to be ready for soon. Don't want trench infantry. I don't know why you have to like stop clicking for a second for the menu to actually load. I feel like you didn't need to do that before. Not siege artillery, shrapnel, shrapnel. Yeah, siege artillery requires radios, I think is the problem. I built a little bit too much skirmish infantry here because command limit. I'm gonna reduce autonomy on Hungary and Croatia and Guatemala. Reducing autonomy on a couple of countries, which is nice. Now I think it's time to invade the UK. I guess no one has interests in Canada, so we don't have too much of a screen here. No one can intervene at all. I will also add in transfer Cuba. Cuba. Definitely Mosquito Kingdom. Where's Cuba, though? I am looking for Cuba. It is called Cuba. Okay, there it is. Also, Haiti. Also, we want to conquer British Guatemala. And, also Newfoundland. And then I could return Mosquito Kingdom to El Salvador, apparently. Apparently El Salvador has claims on all this, because I guess they are the former Central America. But we're transferring it anyway, so that's not really important. Now, we could try to liberate some stuff from Britain. I don't think that's too necessary. I have low enough infamy that I could transfer Cape Colony or British Congo, I assume. It's interesting how much infamy Cape Colony costs. There's a decent amount of pops. I think I will just leave it at this as my war goals. Yeah, that, and then humiliate British Republic to be able to have something to threaten them with so they're more likely to accept peace earlier. I guess I'll primary that so they don't back down to this, as well as I think I can add in some other random war goals to make them a little bit more likely to accept peace earlier. I guess I can try to liberate like British Congo. I don't think they have too much army down there, and I have like a 150 stack. My 150 stack's here now? Okay, that's actually inconvenient. I'll need to try to declare war on something to get over there. So I can just raise conscripts on this army, actually. That should be pretty good. Yeah, I can just raise some conscripts over here on some armies that are native to the area. And that should work pretty well. Just get a couple. Send them to that front, and then also, I guess, get a couple and send them to this front. That front's also important. Yeah. Or not, don't build troops, just conscript, because we are in the war at this point. No point in conscripting. Yeah, okay, this seems solid. Height, this army needs higher general. Go Guatemala front. Go Canada front with a couple armies. AI should be pretty much incapable of defending this. Actually, this army should probably be on naval invasion duty. Put this in, like, Zulia, ready to naval invade. Bring my navy over to the Caribbean, and then we'll try to naval invade Cuba with that, and Haiti and stuff. They want to regime change USA? Oh yeah, I wanted to primary that as well. They look to be confident, so I actually don't need to primary more stuff. Oh, my subject Occitania sided against me. They're wanting independence. Interesting. I don't know how they were able to do that, because last time I checked, there was, like, literally nobody in here. Like, Occitania was not even someone who could make a decision to join the war. Oh, probably what happened is Britain put liberate Occitania. That made them join the war, and that then let them switch sides. Actually, I will transfer Bornu to just get a front with this 192 stack, and that will also let me just like connect up easy. If I conquer Wadai, I can connect West Africa to East Africa. For some reason, the Navy didn't actually go there, so I'm gonna just set a naval invasion. Okay, yeah, it's headed down now. And yeah, it's gonna go for Cuba. I think this shouldn't be that hard of a war. I guess I'll just turn on some stuff. War regain is twice as fast as before, so turning on like automatic machine guns isn't as bad as before. I guess I should start massive export subsidies if I just like can't spend my money. Yeah, I'm gonna go into New York and I'm gonna spam 1,000 trade centers. That seems reasonable based on how many peasants and unemployed we have there. And then I'm gonna start putting some good old subventions on import and, or not import, but export. So tools, you can get a max subvention on export. Automobiles, you can get a max subvention on export. And I'll consider some more stuff later, maybe, if I have even more money to spend. We have 350 million gold reserves right now. I'm gonna annex Sokoto because I'm trying to get over to Bornu. And I can't very easily do that without annexing Sokoto. Or I mean I can, but it will take a minute, and I'm trying to enforce on Britain. Occitania has left the war. Their capitulation desire was pretty high. Wonder if that means they're like bankrupt. No, they're actually not bankrupt. But they're in a lot of debt. I could just take that on real quick. Try to keep them a little bit more happy. Turns out the game is not letting me push on this front. I guess because it's pushing from occupied territory. It's also like not letting me push from House of Land because apparently I don't control House of Land, which is weird. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure why I don't control House of Land. I guess I just have to push out on this front, and I can try a naval invasion into DC, or not DC, London, I guess. Oh yeah, I need to establish the company now. Quickly scroll down the list. Oh, let's go to filters. We want automotive, historical, prestige good. And then I don't have Michigan. Oh, I need motor industries, not automotive industries. Oh, now let me start a battle. I have no idea what changed, but that's convenient. That should be getting you to 50% occupation on Borneo. Since we only need 50% occupation for stuff to work now, that should mean Britain starts capitulating. Yep. Now I can send a peace deal, and I think they should accept. That's what I want to do. Okay, they accept that. Nice. Brazilian League up to 2.9 trillion GDP. Change language of administration on Canada. Good old Brazilian Canada. GDP of Canada has dropped a lot from being occupied by me in that war. Yeah, I'm pretty happy how that went. Very, very good Brazil so far. Very, very happy with this Brazil. I have my 5 motor industries. What I can do now, disband this random company, or these random companies I got. Now I should have a company slot, yeah. So I can establish Ford Motor Company. Now I need a little bit more authority, so I'm going to cancel my tobacco consumption tax, go up to high government wages. Very high actually. And then give this rubber plantations and a monopoly on all 3 of these things, and then very low government wages. Very good. Very good. Well, I'm going to end off the run here. This was a pretty good Brazil run. Did we manage to, yes, Brazilian did manage to pass Yankee as the largest culture. Just barely, actually. If I had stopped like a few months earlier, it might not have passed it. Only over by 200,000. You see, Brazilian has taken over pretty much all of Brazil as the plurality culture again. Just Occitan and Malagasy are still around, I guess, Amazonian in the Amazon. But other than that, it's all Brazilian again. Because, of course, of assimilation. Yeah, everything looks pretty normal. How much stuff managed to flip to atheist? Looks like pretty much everything that we controlled since we passed to atheism has flipped atheist, and the rest has it not. This is all Argentina. Yeah. I'm pretty happy with 2.8 billion GDP in 1918 for Brazil. I was kind of sad about my early game growth, but in the later on part, we managed to do really well, I think. 2.8 billion GDP, 3.5 billion total throughout the block. I think that is really solid. In terms of companies, we have the top 6 companies in the world, and then we also have our food company down here, of course, because, yeah, food isn't as profitable. We just have that for the birth rate. And see, Mineral Company, Metalworks, and Ford Motor are by far the three best companies in terms of profits. We ended up at a 72% literacy rate. I guess that's just because my SOL is pretty high. And before, SOL wouldn't have really impacted your literacy, but since 1.13, literacy growth instead of just passive literacy gain and pops die, it changes a lot faster. We have 366 million pops beating out the modern US, although not the modern New World, which we basically control the entire New World. I wonder how many pops we have in Brazil. I'm gonna try and see how many pops we have within Brazil. I checked, and there is 130 million pops within the borders of Brazil. That is quite a lot. Also, I'm actually going to quickly take Pastaza from Ecuador, because then I can complete exploiting the Amazon. We have turned the entire Amazon into exploited Amazon rainforest. Oh yeah, I can subjugate Sweden or Norway. Which one's actually bigger? Yeah, Sweden's bigger by a lot. So, anyways, that is the conclusion to the run. 3.5 billion GDP, like 25 subjects. Overall, I'm really happy with how this run went. Yeah, I don't think it could have gone very much better unless we got super lucky and just like reverse swayed into a subjugation of the British Empire or something. So anyways, that's the end of the video. Goodbye.